where they're like, oh, this thing doesn't lobby $100 for the Republican Party in the last X amount of years or whatever. Like it seemed like
so
even Fox
goddamn
was
rich.
taking it personal, where they were like, this is political, you know?
Yeah, well, it's all in who you pay and this and that. And so, I'm heavy into politics and geopolitical strategy. That's kind of where my strong suits lie. Not that I'm the best at it or anything, but I guess on this Discord, like, I'm sure there's different people on here. That
No, you got great
know,
points, man. Please tell us.
Well, so on our Discord, as far as I've noticed, like, most people try to stay not out of the politics, but I'm sure we have different people of different affiliation on here. But in the same time, we stick to policy points. So we don't really, like me, I'm a conservative, okay? But I would rather, there's a bunch of fucking so-called Republicans I'd like to string up by the fucking neck. I'm not a party line guy or whatever. I'm a policy guy. And so policy, facts, data, all that shit is what drives. If the policy's good and it works, then we'll do it. And I don't really give a fuck what side it comes from. So I don't stick with my side. You know, if somebody's guilty of something, then you're fucking guilty. But as far as money goes, Citadel, just like Trump or anybody else, they don't give a fuck who's in. They just pay who they need to pay. You know what I mean? And if you got one group in, that's who's getting paid. If you got somebody else that can beat them, more advantageous, that's who they're going to pay. And that's just the game for business.
Damn fucking right.
You can't blame a business for that, man. You know what I mean? A business has got to make money.
Well, and that's what the weird thing. When I first got into stocks, I never thought I would be looking at the political aspects of it personally. You know, like I didn't know that was kind of the thing.
With money. Policy is everything with money. Look at the policy right now and ask fucking boss how it's affected his fucking business.
Shit, dude. The logistics and trucking and drayage, the worldwide freight shipping, air freight, global shipping in general is in complete fucking disarray. I was telling you guys just a couple hours ago when we were having a private conversation that quote from New York to California for a full reefer truckload in February of 2021 was going around $5,000, and it is currently going around $9,500. So in the less than 1 year, that's increased by double. So that's just trucking, for example, from point A to point B. That doesn't include, the fact that, container drayage, shipping from overseas to China to America has increased by around 350%. There's so many other factors that I won't get into right now, but yeah, man, you're absolutely right that it's devastating to the world economy.
I will be honest with this because again, we want to stay with what is in truth. Now, and when I'm saying this is, it wouldn't matter if Trump was in and Biden wasn't. Trump was still going to have the same problem right now with what we're dealing with the shipping.
Exactly. The president is but a puppet.
We can use it as a political tool to blame Biden. You can use it for politics, but legitimately, Trump would be dealing with the same issue. Now, how they deal with it may be different, but America is decoupling from the this globalization.
Yeah.
The whole world is decoupling. And so we're decoupling from China. It's going to take us 4 to 5 years at minimum to rebuild out the infrastructure needed here for this shit to go away. We have two types of inflation that are going to stay somewhat low due to food and energy costs because we're more efficient here than anywhere else, and that's why we've had low inflation since the 80s. But moving forward, this transitory is going to be longer with inflation until we get the shipping and moving and shit of products down, and that's 4 to 5 years out.
It's a minimum of 4 to 5 years out. These supply chain issues are not going to be fixed anytime soon. Between the vaccine mandate and the employment issues and the trucking issues and a lot of plethora of issues that most people don't understand, like electronic logbooks and California trucking CARB regulations and many other things that most people don't realize is going to negatively impact this country, sadly.
Was it you that I talked to last time, Funds Reaper?
It may have been.
For a while. Well, I've never got to talk when BossBlunts is on here, but I have to throw that tinfoil hat thing out again. Who in here thinks the same as I feel like with inflation and the way that everything's just going to shit, I feel like they will create a UBI because the dollar will be worth very little. And then, so let's say that they give us like $2,000 a month to compensate for the inflated dollar value.
Whoa, are you talking stimulus?
I feel like
He's talking about that free money, basically, or the supporting.
They can't give any more stimulus right now.
No, I'm not saying that I think they should. I think they will, and to eventually control things, because it's easier to say you need to go get your vaccination, you need to hand over your guns. If people become dependent on that money, well, let's say it like this. So if the dollar drops down to half or something like that, and people are still getting paid this low federal wage, well, at some point they seem to have no problem just printing money all the time. And I don't see anybody in the political spectrum that has a problem with that.
Let me explain
just like your
something,
business
brother.
doing that.
You make a great point. Is they are spending and printing a ridiculous amount of money, but that is a large portion of, aside from the bank over leveraging, that is a large portion of what has led us to here. When you combine the artificial printing of money with the lack of people working in the supply chain industry and supply and demand in general, that's what causes hyperinflation. So if the federal government were to give Americans more stimulus right now, it would bankrupt the economy.
All right, so
Well, but I agree.
let me throw in this in there before you go on this, because
Go ahead, man.
UBI is already being tested before. It doesn't work.
It would send hyperinflation into massive hyperinflation. We would be seeing things like they're seeing in what is it, Venezuela? We'd be seeing that kind of shit where the dollar would be, where your rent would be $20,000 a month because of hyperinflation instead of $2,000 a month. Just as
the other thing you have to look at, and what people, look, there's a lot of fear in media and propaganda that's used to stir people's emotions for things. But what you have to look at is it comes down to votes. What can you do and what can you not do based on numbers? The math doesn't play out. You have to have a certain amount of votes to be able to get something like that passed. Secondly, right now, we can see with the debt ceiling and all that shit, we are not getting the votes from the Republicans this night to help. So how are you going to get UBI passed? You're not.
Well, I'm not pro UBI, by the way. Like, I hope.
No,
I'm
just trying
clear.
to get rid of your worry about it.
What my worry is not. I mean, every UBI check I would get, I would buy a new assault rifle. But personally, just because, like, I mean, but I worry that just like in the ghettos in the '60s, getting people dependent on welfare and doing this and that, I feel like it's all just this like kind of built experiment where they're like, well, if we can't get people to go get vaccinations, or we can't get people to give in their guns, how about we get people dependent on a UBI? Because like, I don't know if you guys watched the whole the unemployment. I watch people rake it in, just do like, I'm not even gonna try and this and that. And I felt like that was this weird thing from running a league, like, okay, turn everything and just get to a good system where we get like, hey, Bill so and so, how come you didn't go in and get your vaccination? How come you traveled? How come like how do they get into people's back pockets a little sooner? I hope I'm wrong. I truly hope I'm wrong, but
your concerns
I don't.
are legitimate.
The other day, my dad's father-in-law. Well, so my dad's father-in-law. He's old school and he's an old school investor and he's done well, but he kind of plays it, on the fundamentals. And he was like, well, you look at these penny stocks, and there was this penny stock that came up, and they came up with some cancer patent. And I said, well, I think that is a really good thing. However, like, I don't see an administration right now that's trying to heal people. It seems like there's more money in letting people die. So I would think that this may get acquisitioned and buried or killed. And he was like, why do you have to bring politics into this? And I was just like, well, it's just the way I see things going. And I picked out this other penny stock, and they had just passed a battery patent, and they went up 1,500% in 10 days. And I was like, that's purely based on what I'm looking at now. Whenever I look at stuff, I'm like, okay, well, what's this administration going to support? And the fact that that patent went under for healing cancer and so forth, like I just don't see. I don't see a landscape that is going to be beneficial. It's like BossBlunts. Okay, your business is going out and getting hammered. I don't think that they want the middle class to exist, because the middle class might be the only people that could ever get along. The middle class might say, you work, I work. I don't know if I like how you keep your yard up or whatever, but like, shit, let's just put our differences aside, and every once in a while we'll have a barbecue or something. If they get rid of those people and just have extremely wealthy and extremely poor, it seems like that would suit the narrative to just have whatever political structure in place all the time. And I'm not trying to depress anybody listening. Like, I
not at all.
Fuck, I hope I'm wrong.
appreciate it.
No, all
please.
the way across the
I'm
board.
listening and quite enthralled,
truly.
actually.
No, it's quite common for a lot of people to have these concerns and worries because of what they see. Now, I'm going to try to explain something here that is going to sound maybe a little bit hard to believe at first, but you have two main different ideologies, and you have two different camps, and in those camps you have a breakdown of, say, smaller groups within inside those bigger camps. Now, as much as people think about Democrats or this and that, the dollar is not going to crash or go down, and the Democrats, just like the Republicans, no matter who's in power, doesn't want to destroy the United States or see it collapse. They want to be in that power position. Now, the ideology and how they go about it is very different, and what it looks like internally is different. But externally, they still want the United States to be at the very top of the food chain. So a lot of people think like, oh, they're trying to destroy the country and they're ruining this and that. And I'm not saying it doesn't appear that way. It doesn't have harm internally in the country, but externally, their foreign policy, their power going outside, they are not trying to destroy the country to make it like weak or completely collapse the dollar. Our dollar is one of our most powerful economic weapons that we have.
Backed by the United States military.
Yeah, I don't see the dollar. There is nothing to replace the dollar right now. A lot of people claim, well, you could use the euro, you could use this. Nobody out there, there's not a single country out there that's willing to expand their money supply to the degree that's needed for international trade everywhere. And if you have to understand, too, like if you look at all of our systems, like the Trilateral Union, the IMF, the World Bank, all these institutions, China, Russia, Brazil, India, and South Africa, the BRICS countries, have already done this. Everything that we have set up over the last 70 years, they have an alternate group that's set up, an alternate bank and all that stuff, and who runs it. They have literally copied what we've done, but they still can't take over and do anything. Does China want to use their money as a foreign currency? Well, then they can't manipulate their currency. What do they need to manipulate their currency for? Exportation, to cheap exports. They can't allow the yuan to rise in value. It would kill their situation that they have over there. They have no ability to, they make and produce products, and they use their labor. They have some minerals and certain things over there, but they can't even supply themselves with enough food to feed their own population. They import their food. They import their fuel. China is not this big superpower that everybody thinks they are. They have a bankroll, but that's fallen apart, and they need dollars to bankroll that. They use a lot of manipulated tactics by going in and setting up these buying ports and shit in other countries, or setting up deals and defaulting on loans and taking over ports for the next 100 years and stuff to keep what? Their trade empire going. They're a trade empire just like we're a trade empire. But as soon as the shipping lanes are cut off, or if anybody wanted to go to war with China, we wouldn't go over there and fight no physical war. They're surrounded by Japan, Australia, India, and us, and we're all their enemy. All you have to do is stop their container ships. They can't get any fuel in. They can't get any food in. They starve to death, and they run out of energy. They're fucked.
Can I ask one thing?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Ask away. Hope he's having technical errors.
It's all right. No worries. Somebody was
Yo,
asking.
guys, what's up?
What's up, brother? Go ahead. Hey, Francisco. Welcome, brother.
I was just coming in for a couple minutes. I was
Cool, man.
kind of.
Full disclosure, we're live. All right. Just FYI.
You didn't tell me we was live.
And that's
Yo,
why
Marcel,
I didn't tell
Yo, Marcel, have you seen the comments from the post Dr. Messler? Well, the one he tagged you. There was one. There was one that got my attention.
Mm-hmm. Mine too.
Yeah, the one that
Was it
talks
Yusuf
about-
Abdullah Razak? Because I replied.
No, the other guy.
Let's see.
The one underneath.
All right.
That one. Oh, no, the one that it was about.
Let's see.
If
Let's take a look.
If he got the bond early, that's why he's not eligible, and he's not. Why he has not say anything about like when is he filing the petition?
Oh, he messaged me. Dr. Metzler messaged me on LinkedIn, and he told me that he was working on the petition today. So I can't say exactly when, but that shit's coming in the next few days.
He told you that?
Yeah.
Nice, man. Yeah, because
and I don't think that he would be, that would be a big secret, because I'm not going to say what else we were discussing, but I think that's common knowledge that they're working on that petition. So.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine, because people are saying, and why can he say that he acquired the bond? Because they are arguing that he's not eligible because he probably got it too late. And blah, 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 because everybody else is receiving their payment except him.
They haven't received their payment, or they would have confirmed, because nobody's confirmed to receive payment.
I know, but I'm saying, like, this is what media it's saying, and that...
That's what the Chinese Communist Party is saying. The Chinese Communist Party media
I'm
is
saying,
right?
Like, and people have been asking him that on LinkedIn, and he has not answered that.
On LinkedIn?
But if you tell me that he told you that in private, okay, it's fine with me.
Yeah, and he would have told me not to say anything if it was important. So I know it's not a big deal there. I know, because he's posted that he's working on it, but he says that he's hoping to have it done in the next few days. So I think that's fucking bullish.
That's fine. So you think he's gonna have it like inside the court by this week?
I think that by the beginning of next week, the petition will probably be in the courts for Evergrande. Okay. I am bullish. I am bearish on the United States stock market in the second week of December, first and especially the second week of December. I think we're going to start seeing some margin calls on the second week of December, brother.
Yeah. I agree, and I think the margin calls will be at global level.
If we don't do something about the debt, it'll be next Monday.
Christopher, I would like to just mention one thing. That actually, my man Francisco has a master's degree in economics, and my man Dr. Marco Metzler from Deutsche Market Screening Agency and Fitch Rating Group, and Dr. Metzler Rating Consulting has a PhD in economics as well. So I think these guys know a thing or two about what the fuck they're talking about. So anyways.
It means we're gonna be filthy rich.
We're gonna be filthy fucking rich.
I want Ken's Griffin airplane, man.
Yeah, let me know if you guys are having issues hearing me on the stream. I think everything seems to be fine.
Good.
And that was the other thing I was going to talk to you about. This post about Kaisa, what is like it was this thing, the main bondholder, they own like 50% of the bonds. They were they want an extension, and they want to inject $2 billion into Kaisa so they don't lose their money. But they need the approval of the...
He needs 95%. I was talking about that with Jackson Hunter. They need 95% approval from bondholders of Kaisa to get that approval to wait 18 months. And this asshole wants to inject $2 billion. You know how desperate he is to get his money in order to invest $2 billion
Exactly.
more.
No, I agree.
He's
And
desperate to keep his money,
you
so
know,
he's trying to get the
he
other
owns,
bondholders to play ball.
yeah, yeah. He owns
Correct,
50%,
Slamma
but
Jamma. Margin calls are
he's still.
happening.
It's hard, man. It's hard that you're gonna get to convince 45%. Like they
How
know
the
that
fuck is
thing
my
is dead.
microphone low? How the fuck are you gonna tell me my microphone is low? What the fuck? Turn up the gain.
You know,
Mic check.
these bondholders, they know Kaiser is dead. They're not gonna set the 2 billion thing. They want their money, whatever it is.
Yeah, no doubt. But the thing is that they're begging to get a portion of their fucking money, and that's what makes no sense right now. Like they're not gonna be able to wait. They're better off going through bankruptcy proceedings.
Let's see how it plays.
At least through
First
liquidation,
come,
they have a
first
chance of getting some money back. If they force Kaiser to get liquidated, the investors have a chance of getting 25% or 50% of their money back. But if they don't force them into bankruptcy and they wait 18 months, they're not going to get paid. They're just going to keep taking, CEOs are just going to keep taking money and making the minimum bond payments here and there until they can finally sell as much as they can to keep money in the end, pay themselves bonuses, and fucking let the company go bankrupt and default. Fuck all those Chinese people and bondholders overseas.
That's why they reject the 18 months.
Damn, how the fuck is it you guys can only hear my right side channel? I see that too.
No, it's and I agree with you. If they're gonna get a fixed percentage back, if they're gonna get a fixed percentage back, they'd rather just they're just gonna let Kaiser default because they don't care. They're just getting 25% back. But if they allow that, like you say, the 2 billion play in and extend whatever amount of months, then Kaiser felt these big guys unload their shit, and the bondholders will be like, they will be left with nothing. It's very risky. I mean, I think if I'm part of the 45%, I would just take the 25% and get my shit out of there.
I would just be like, let them fucking default, go to bankruptcy, liquidate them, sell whatever real estate they have, take their assets, sell their offices, kick them out of the fucking building so they can't, continue to manipulate the funds, and give me my portion of what you can get on the auction market.
But those fuckers got 50%. They're like the big back holders.
Mm-hmm.
Once you guys figure that out, did you and Jackson discuss that whole discrepancy that Fidelity brought up today?
No, but we discussed it yesterday in the live stream where I discussed the information, but I can discuss it quickly. Fidelity made an error and accidentally input 13 million shares instead of whatever fucking 1.3 million or whatever were available to short. And that made people go nuts, and people on Evergrande and shit were having issues. People on Fidelity and other things were freaking out on Reddit and things in Twitter and just kind of going ape shit because they couldn't figure out why there was 13 million shares available to short. And whatever, long story short, somebody looked into it, messaged Fidelity, and Fidelity said, oops, we made a mistake. We'll fix it. And that's it. So there was never 13 million GameStop shares available from Fidelity to short.
Did you see Citadel call them out on Twitter, though?
No. Ooh, I don't think Citadel should be calling anybody out for being fucking where the fuck they're at.
Yeah. Citadel's trying to throw shade on Fidelity. Straight up. I don't know if they deleted it, but I saw it.
Unfucking real. Unfucking real.
Don't they try and throw shade on everybody except for themselves, basically?
Best thing for them to do is stay the fuck off Twitter.
Yeah, Citadel did not do themselves any favors.
A bunch of CFOs retired today.
Yo, check the ape chat. This post about Kaiser.
Absolutely. You know what?
You think they would have learned something from them doing too much talking before that got brought up in this last court case?
The ape chat.
I think that's interesting, though, too, because people are like, this isn't bothering Ken Griffin at all. But it's like if you see a side-by-side photo of that dude in the last year, it's just like he's dying, like, rapidly somehow. And I thought he was just some weird alien slug, but apparently, Like, it's got to be stressing him out a little bit.
Ken Griffin will personally probably walk away. He's still a multi-millionaire.
Nando,
Fun
Lit
making
Exchange
all
is
this
coming your
work.
way soon, brother.
For sure, but I wonder though too, because it's like you notice some of these guys have so much money, and maybe it's just never enough, and they want to be the richest guy in the world and whatever. So maybe him losing $5 billion is one step closer to not being richer than Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos. So I wonder if that's like the worst thing in the world, because Ken Griffin strikes me as a dude that would throw his mom under a bus for $100.
Well, he did throw a fucking bedpost at his wife, according to their divorce fucking
I did
proceedings.
not know that. I did not know that. Oh,
yeah,
that
he
sense.
through a goddamn
He was
bedpost
just like,
at his
you
wife.
spent $20 on pizza?
I doubt that was it. He probably sucked. Never mind. Let's not go there right now. We're live.
It's all good.
I've had a few drinks. So excuse me if I'm not politically correct. I'm never politically correct. Hence the name BossBlunts. That was a nickname from some friends, by the way, for those that are interested. Kaisa, the first Chinese developer to default on U.S. dollar bonds in 2015, is trying to stave off another fucking collapse. It's offered to exchange notes that mature December 7th for new ones due 18 months later. Expires today, or should I say December 1st, London time. So that's not going to fucking happen. So Francisco, it's game over for Kaisa. Bye, Felicia.
It seems like, boss. Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's fucking clear cut, dude.
Hopefully, I mean, at this point, man, there's always a one last minute shit that happens and take all my bearish scenario away, man. So I want to really wait for the last minute. But
I hear you. And you know what is like? I don't even want a bearish scenario. It's just almost an inevitability at this point. It feels like.
Yo, I was reading right now about the Senate, and right now they're fucking killing each other with this NDAA bill about the cybersecurity thing, and Rubio's holding back that shit, and they don't move from there. They're wasting time in that crap.
It's crazy.
We're already like what, December 1st? So yeah, tomorrow is the last day that they could have done the reconciliation.
Can I ask you both, like, how does this affect us? Like, so, because is this similar to the Evergrande thing? Like, these are just some big conglomerates.
It's all of them, bro. All of them. Listen, BlackRock owns $10 billion in Evergrande bonds, and that gives them $50 billion worth of leverage on the stock market. And guess how much they paid for it? A fraction of the $10 billion. They only paid around $1 billion for those $10 billion in bonds because they bought them after Evergrande was already collapsing.
Yeah.
And they also own $10 billion of Kaisa. And they also own $500 million of Kaisa. And they also own $10 billion of Country Garden, another Chinese development company that's fucking collapsing. So because BlackRock owns them, why did they own them? Because the United States Federal Reserve, through the use of special finance vehicles, they put money in special finance vehicles and gave it to BlackRock, and BlackRock's able to use these special finance vehicle money printed by the Federal Reserve artificially in order to buy fucking bonds in Chinese real estate companies like Evergrande and Country Garden and Kaisa in order to prop up the real estate market, because they bought them for $1 billion with a notional value of $10 billion, which is worth $50 billion of margin. Simple, huh?
I thought that was going to go against that 5-1 or whatever it was last recession.
Here's BlackRock investment in Evergrande. These mature in 2021, 22, 23, 24. Fantasia, a 4 million. This comma's in the wrong location. 47,844,795. Country Garden. 97,650,000 in Country Garden. Huareng Finance, 22 million. Okay, and they've currently got $24 million in defaulted bonds from Heilong, Huaqian, China City, and Rock International. Now you got to count Evergrande, because Evergrande bonds in 2021 weren't actually fucking paid. What's up, brother?
Hey, did they take out these bonds in theory thinking that the CCP was going to bail out Evergrande?
No, they took them out because the CCP did not bail out Evergrande. The Chinese Communist Party said, fuck you, America. We're going to fuck your economy and your over-leveraged stock market and your real estate bubble, and we're going to let Evergrande default. So now America, the Federal Reserve, in March 2020, created special finance vehicles. And these special finance vehicles, they have the quid pro quo with between the Federal Reserve and these banks through the use of the reverse repurchase program and these special finance vehicles. And they give the reverse repurchase program to give short-term liquidity to these banks. And on the back end, these special finance vehicles are used by BlackRock and given printed money through the use of stimulus package and our taxpayer money, $300 billion in 2020, as a matter of fact, money from you and I, specifically everybody fucking listening in the United States. $300 billion came from our pockets to give to these banks last year. All right.
But
and we
right
paid
now,
for these fuckers. Let me finish real quick. We paid for these fucks to take our money and invest them in Evergrande, invest them in Kaisa, and Country fucking Garden. Why?
Yep.
So that they can artificially prop the market up. They did it after Evergrande started collapsing, after Kaisa started collapsing. So it cost them 1/10 of the actual notional value. And then the notional value, they multiplied 4 or 5 times over for margin requirement collateral. It's fucking easy shit. Use your fucking head. It's fucking obvious what's happening on the stock market and the way that these things are being abused. So if you're fucking smart, you learn how to goddamn buy and hold. And to each his own. That's just my opinion. I don't know what the fuck's going to really happen. Nobody does, right?
No, and you know, like, the problem right now, it's their old collateral. The moment all these property institutions go bankruptcy, those Chinese real estate notes, they're worthless. And then BlackRock and everybody else that has done ISDA contracts to meet this margin now has to put money out of the pocket because those collaterals are worth crap. It's the same thing that happened in 08. Banks were using mortgage-backed security as collateral.
And they still fucking are. Now they're using the mortgages in fucking China, the China bonds. Sounds just like 2008, doesn't it?
Yep.
Exactly the
Similar.
fucking same, dude.
Can I tell you guys why I think we're gonna get paid?
Speak up, brother. Your mic is real quiet.
Can I tell you guys my theory? It's another tinfoil hat I'm gonna throw at you because you guys are really good at actual information.
Hold on, man. I want to say real quick, for those of you that are unaware, if you've seen this asshole on the news and CNBC, he has a Citadel patch on his sleeve that they're hiding. And the Citadel logo is on all these computers back here. And I know you can't see this right now, but if you Google it, you'll find other fucking pictures of him from the other side with the Citadel logo. He's got one here on his chest and one here on his sleeve, and that's why they're showing this side. So this is what the fuck they're dealing with right now. Go ahead, brother. What's your tinfoil hat? Make it quick, because I'm fucking drunk.
Okay, so I think I'm with you. I'm trying to catch up, man. I don't have a good bottle up here on the mountain, but I think they will let us get rich because I do believe some apes are going to go Lambos, hookers, and cocaine, and they go take their money. I think they will let us get like money because some apes are going to go fucking nuts. Like 5-10% are just going to demolish themselves and be like.
Listen, brother, it's like the Nile River, okay? All the money in the stock market right now, if we all get rich and make millions and billions and billions of dollars together, and maybe even trillions, and then we take that out of the stock market, that's like us going up to the Nile River, putting up a fucking straw, and just taking a little fucking sip like this.
Yep.
That's how much we took out of the fucking stock market, okay? We don't mean shit to them, dude. They don't give a shit how much money we make or don't make on this. They just know that banks are extremely over-leveraged, and there are going to be financial fucking runs. I've heard it. I've said it many fucking times. Janet Yellen has goddamn confirmed it for me. Okay, this fucking old yeller, goddamn old bat over here has told me one-on-one, face-to-face in front of Congress that over-leveraged banks are going to create financial runs. And it's plain and fucking simple. Let's see.
But they screwed up by being so corrupt that they got us to all get to know each other. People from different countries, people from different states, from different ideologies and stuff. I think that's where they fucked up big time. They should have never let us get to know each other. I think that's where the power is.
In some sectors.
Your analogy, boss, reminds me of I think it was No Country for Old Men. The I drink your milkshake.
Yeah. Is this your milkshake? I drink your fucking milkshake.
Blood.
I put my straw in, and I take a big sip. I own what's underneath. It's mine.
There will be
love
blood.
God, you've been taking acting
There will be
classes.
blood.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Fucking love that movie. That's great. Look,
As I said, I don't know how far most of you are away, but I got a big old mountain up here by myself. Nobody can ever build a property within like.
all right, hang on. Listen to this. You guys, give me like 1 minute of silence. I want to show everybody this video right here. Hang on one second. Everybody be quiet though, because old Yeller is a real quiet old bitch. Listen up carefully.
Issues relating to hedge funds and the possibility of leverage there that can trigger financial runs. That's another topic. And more broadly, climate change over time.
She just confirmed everything we've been talking about. Let me scroll down.
Of assets with systemic consequences. The Financial Stability Oversight Council that I head has taken that up as a topic.
Here, but we can read it.
We're looking at and examining. There are issues relating to hedge funds and the possibility of leverage there that can trigger financial runs. That's another topic. And more broadly, climate change.
You sexy old bitch. I love it. I love it. It doesn't get more clear cut than that, guys. All right? When the head of the United States Treasury is telling you exactly what the fuck's about to happen, and the head of the Federal Reserve is telling you about the instability in the financial markets, come on. It's a sign of the times. It's a sign of the fucking times.
There are threats to financial
Francisco, what the fuck do you think?
Things are bad.
That's good. That's great, dude. Things are bad. That's great.
Politically correct answer.
I mean, you want me to tell you the right scenario, exactly what happens after we default?
Yes, sure. Let's hear it from a fucking economist with a goddamn master's degree.
The end of capitalism, the end of...
shut up. Come on.
I mean, you will see banks going bankruptcy. You will see pensions getting banished. Savings, probably your money will be...
You're right. I don't know if I'd call it the end. They're not going to stop capitalism, right? But I hear what you mean. It's the end of the overly aggressive, bullish market that we've had for the last 90 years. We're getting into this 90-year cycle.
No, they'll restructure.
Not only that, the other problem is our bonds. It will be very expensive to borrow. Besides that, another problem we will have is the...
Hey, do me a favor. Drop a fucking like, huh? Click that goddamn like button. It's not that hard. It's not for me. I don't care about it. It's for the stupid YouTube algorithm, so it shares it. Drop a fucking like, please.
I literally...
Appreciate you.
Yeah, I mean, and besides that, if the whole market will reset, like everybody will have to cover positions immediately.
Chinese developers, as a matter of fact, face $12 billion in trust payments just this fucking month, and $102 billion over the next 12 months. $100 billion. If you stack up $1 billion, it's 40 stories tall and 20 feet wide, 20 feet long. That's $20 fucking billion.
Shit.
Desperation has saved
Now,
the liquidity crisis.
Say that again, brother. I didn't quite hear you.
The liquidity crisis is for real.
It's a true liquidity crisis. It's a serious issue that we're having. It's a serious liquidity crisis, and that's why they're going to such depths. Like they were previously, it was mortgage-backed securities. Now it's collateralized debt obligations overseas because the CFTC does not abide by Dodd-Frank regulations. Plain and simple. It's easy shit. It's easy shit. Look at China's real estate uncertainties persist, fueling market anxiety. 2 days ago, another property developer named Rejig, R-E-J-I-G, according to Reuters, says the Chinese developer, which put its creditors through the ringer 6 years ago, is asking holders of $400 million in bonds due to be repaid next month to wait for payment. It's another fucking one. It's like you keep adding them on. They are literally, I'm sorry, they are figuratively dominoes. I hate when people use the word literally incorrect. They're not literally fucking dominoes, but they might as well be. They're think of it like it's financial collapse dominoes. And you've got Evergrande pushing over Kaisa, pushing over Country Garden, pushing over Rejig, pushing over the next one and the next one. And then it's going to get to these prime brokers like HSBC and Blackrock and State Street Bank and Susquehanna and Simplex Trading, the same fucking assholes that are shorting AMC and GameStop. So I can't fucking wait to see that shit happen because it's an inevitability that neither you nor I has caused. We are but a simple pawn in this game of chess. And we are trying to be the rook. We are trying to be, something better by putting our worth together. And I think that we can be the goddamn king or queen if enough retail, like the IEX, for example, or ARCA. So that being said, man, shit, dude, I didn't mean to fucking go on a rant, but am I right or am I wrong here, guys? I mean, when
no, you're right, man. It's a Calumet rant.
Yeah, if you didn't, right?
It's like a checkmate, right? It's dominoes over here, and they're just lining up, man, and they're knocking them over. These banks, these developers are going to knock over the fucking bonds that are held by these banks, and then these prime brokers are going to start going margin called, and they're going to margin call their hedge funds, and then hedge funds are going to go out of business, and it's going to fucking cause certain prime brokers to possibly go out of business because they got to foot the bill. And then it's going to cause the DTC to have to step in and make some fucking payments based off of the other side of the trade. So they've got insurance. They've got plenty of insurance, man.
You're going to see a whole lot of restructuring come, just like in 08 when the shit was all a big emergency. You're going to see a whole lot of fucking politicians up at Capitol Hill and the corporations, business, Treasury, feds, everybody's going to be working on a fucking solution to, figure out who's getting cut, who's getting consolidated, and how they're going to put this back together. But it's going to be a fucking mess for a little bit.
But
it'll get restructured.
Guys, I found an article right now talking about the $2 billion. Look what they say. The bondholders who say they own 50% of the debt Kaisa is trying to exchange have offered $2 billion in fresh debt funding for the Chinese firm, blah, blah, blah. And it says that there has been little interaction between Kaisa and the group since the offer was presented to the Chinese developer.
God damn. God damn. No wonder my VIX calls are up today. Or yesterday, today, whatever the fuck you want to call it at this point. Hell yeah. You got a link to that by chance, brother? That's fucking bullish.
Yeah, it's on the 8 chat. I just shared that.
Yeah. If anybody wants to join the Discord, it's free. I figure it's a good alternative to when social media gets taken down. Because I can definitely see things like Facebook and Twitter being, taken offline when the stock market starts to crash for one bullshit excuse or another. So we created a Discord. And we've got other avenues that I'm not going to mention now. But other avenues for communication if we decide we need it. For no other reason other than emotional support and to know what's going on in the markets through mutual communication. But the Discord is free, and if you'd like to join, there's a link down in the description of the video. Christian asks, is Al from Boston a reliable source? I like Al from Boston a lot. He's a smart individual. He's good for the community. However, he is not, unfortunately, free of mistakes. Nobody is. he has made some recent slight errors, which I hope that he fixes. But I'm sure that he probably will, and that's okay, because everybody makes mistakes.
Boss, I know him well. His intentions are good.
I know. I agree.
He's a brilliant dude.
I agree. I think his intentions are good. He just made certain errors and mathematical errors, such as adding aggregate data of failure to delivers, which needs to be addressed because it was technically incorrect. And I believe he has somewhat addressed it. But while his intentions are good, the way it was presented was very bullish, but unfortunately incorrect. And I hate to say that because I don't want to call him out. I just wanted to be honest, and I've asked him, and I know he will come out and say that while there are many FTDs, the majority of them have been moved around to look and to be hidden, basically. They're not out there in the view the way that he thought they were. That's all.
There's not a single one out there that's perfect in
Nobody's
getting every
perfect.
one of these pieces of DD right. The whole idea, though, is to get the information out and then have it looked at by the community, try to verify it, and then that gives everybody a general idea of where we're at.
Absolutely. Hey, no fucking yawning, man.
Hey,
No
boss, I
fucking
got
yawning.
a question.
What's up, brother?
Hey, do you think that a bailout is even possible for the banks with the debt ceiling the way it is?
Well,
does
the
that
United
affect
States
it?
Treasury has 120 something billion dollars in the bank. They can't pay a treasure. They can't pay anything, even if the Federal Reserve prints it, because they don't have any money to give. So they literally can't buy. They can't save the banks, and they can't save the hedge funds right now. So a lot of people don't understand.
They'd have to call an emergency session.
Yeah,
Thank you.
they can't provide any relief because they can't raise funds.
They don't have any funds in their account to give, and they can't raise. So even if they could raise the funds, make the funds, they can't put them in the account because the Congress hasn't approved the increase of the spending.
That's what I'm saying. Congress would have to have an emergency session and approve.
So they could print
approve
$1 billion
something
or $1 trillion, but they can't use it until Congress approves it through the raising of the debt ceiling. Oh,
That's
look
right.
at that! Look at that! Crafty old bitch sold some more mortgage-backed securities and junk bonds. They have $213 billion as of Tuesday, November 30th. Let's see what happens on December 1st and December 2nd. But you see, they went from $143 billion to $213 billion of the daily Treasury statement from the opening balance to the closing balance. But they started the month at $278 billion. So they haven't paid a lot. They haven't paid a lot of different things. Airline worker support extension has not been paid. The CFTC has not received any money today. Export-import banks. Let's see what else hasn't. Did she finally pay our marketplace payments? Nope. Your Medicare and Medicaid payments have not been made. $0. Your prescription drugs have not been paid. $0. Okay? This is where the fuck your money's not going. So
what about
keep in mind.
inflation, though? Like, doesn't inflation of the dollar mean the stock market
And
values
look,
go up?
in public debt cash redemption, $292 billion, $295 billion. That's where they spent money today to pay our interest payments to other countries. And because we only have $213 billion left, even though they sold a shitload of treasuries and gave $295 billion, because this is expressed in millions, so that's 295,229 times 1 million, which equals 295 billion. They had to come up with that money somehow, and in order to do that, they sold junk bonds and mortgage-backed securities to these banks, who hold a quid pro quo, and in return prop up the Chinese stock market and Chinese developers market to maintain their margin, and in return from the government, they get the RRP program to use and abuse in order to maintain liquidity and make sure that they don't lose money putting them in 3-month bonds because they're worth 0.05%, which is absolute complete dog shit.
Sure, guys, I'm gonna leave.
All right, brother. Have a great night. Thanks, Francisco, for coming through.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
It's great
Take care,
talking to
man.
you. Where the fuck are we at here? Sorry, I'm all fucking wonked out. Where are we at here? If anybody, Citadel Air, how you doing, brother? If you want to chat with us, man, it's good to see you on here. What's up, Zabi? Welcome back to the tank.
How you doing?
Good, brother. Yeah, there seems to be something wrong with my audio output. I apologize for that. I don't know what exactly it is, but
No.
I don't know. I'll address my audio output on
just
YouTube.
chilling.
That's
Just
good,
chilling
Zabi.
to
Hey,
the
for those of you
TV.
that don't know, this is Zabi. He's the man that made this fucking gem of a song, and I fucking love it. Everybody loves this song, dude.
Still jamming to that shit, yo.
It's so good. Listen to this shit.
Okay, 3, 2, let's go.
It's a goddamn jam. He's fucking rich. So yeah, Zabi made that song for us out of voice clips. So I appreciate you for that, dude. For everything, man. For your support and everything, you know. So thank you very much in general.
Thank you as well.
And to the community, you know, to the community at large here. Where the fuck is... Trey made a couple of great points earlier that I really liked. But yeah, looking at here, it's like the Chinese companies that have recently looking to defaults. It's also RNF Properties, China Fortune Land, Sichuan Lang Wang, whatever the fuck that, and Tahoe Group. So there's a plethora of companies that are currently having issues, you know, which I think is pretty fucking bullish. Bullish for AMC and GameStop, the VIX. Plain and simple.
Man, I gotta be honest. That 28 and that 20% down today was so hype. I wasn't even like, I wasn't stressed. I was excited. I was like, holy shit, it's finally happening.
Right. It's kind of interesting, you know, to lose 20%, come back up to 15% loss on the day, and then gain almost 5% back in the after hours. Gee, yeah, nothing fucked up's going on there. You know, that's normal. But at the same time, if you look at the 1 year, it's still up 561%. Yep, nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. It's just up 561% for absolutely no fucking reason. Yep.
Have you seen Rico's one of his newest videos?
Rico's got some good videos, man. I dig his stuff. But again, nobody's perfect. He's definitely onto some interesting theories. I like the guy.
Yeah. He pointed out the February 20 area is like
February 20. See, that's where
are.
I disagree with him. Is like February 20 might be. That means shit, dude. I don't know. That's so far out.
No.
I don't see that going down.
That's not. February 20, 2020 is when the distribution started.
What distribution?
Where we are in the fractal is actually just before the January run-up.
That I agree with. I do feel we are in December again, because the way everything is looking, it's tying up to be exactly what happened in January. The way that the AMC is, let me go to my Ortex. AMC's days to cover, I think, is like 77.7, as we covered a couple days ago in the video. And that's exactly what we were seeing in December of 2020, in January 5th, January 6th of 2021. And January 27th, 28th is when we had the massive run-ups on AMC and GameStop.
I thought that was shares on loan for 77 days. I didn't think it was 77 days to cover.
I'm sorry. Average age on loan. I totally misspoke. I meant average age on loan was 77.7 days. Average days to cover was around 1.7, 1.8. And that's exactly what it's at right now. Let's go over to it.
I still find it hard to believe that number that they could cover in 2 days. I doubt that shit.
Oh, fuck no, dude.
There ain't no fucking way.
No way in hell. Earnings per share has increased 26% over the last 12 months because AMC is becoming more and more fucking profitable. Plain and simple.
I'd love to see them cover that quick, though.
Yeah, I'd love to see it. They couldn't, because it would just be like 20% jump, halt. 20% jump, halt. 20% jump, halt. They couldn't possibly cover quick enough. You know what I mean? It would just be like ridiculous changes.
AMC's going to cash up too here in December when the Matrix comes out. I know I've been dying to see that shit on that trilogy.
If they come out with a December NFT for AMC,
that would be good
that
too.
That might be a shareholder Matrix blue pill, red pill NFT. We would all get that. That would be fucking great.
They're going to capitalize some serious revenue this December. That's over $100 million film, I guarantee it.
Mm-hmm.
That might break $100 million in the first week.
Shares on loan has increased 2%. Free float on loan has increased 2%. This is exchange reported short interest only, which really doesn't mean a whole lot to me because it's only 85% of data that's reported, and it's only exchange reported data. It doesn't include anything that's ETFs, shorts marked as long, wash sales, options chain, hidden married puts. There's a plethora of depository receipts that it's not including, so it really doesn't mean a whole fucking lot, but it's one tool of many. Let's take a look at the average age. We are on the advanced chart. On loan average age, 77.59. Quite simple. On loan average age for AMC is 77.59. All right, let me zoom out a little bit. I'll go to the 1 year chart so you can see. Apparently it's lagging a little bit. Let me close out old Yeller.
You're not sharing your screen, are you?
I'm not at the moment.
Okay.
I was lagging a little bit. Let's see. Even on January prior to the run-up, it was only at 51 average age of shorts on loan. So if you go back just a little bit farther, you actually have to go all the way back on AMC to the last time AMC was at 73 average age short shares on loan was October of 2020, and we're currently at 77.25. This is fucking as bullish as it gets. And the last time it was actually at 77 was May of 2020. So these shorts have been holding on for longer than they have since May of 2020. You know, that was the last time we were seeing these high numbers of average age on loan. And that was before the January run-up, of course, from 31.89 to 72.62, which prior to that we saw the run-up from 8.86 to 14.54, etc. Super fucking bullish.
What was the average age before it ran up to $72 in June of 2021?
In June?
Yeah.
Average age in the end of May before it ran up, the highest it was at 52.38. I'm sorry, hold on. 55 days in June. 55 days was the average age on loan in June during the higher run up to $72. And currently it's at 77.59 days. I'm playing it fucking simple, guys, you know?
So they've been holding 50% longer than last time.
Yeah. On average. So some of them could be 180, some of them could be 200 days out, and some of them could be 1 day out, 3 days out, 5 days out, whatever. It's just an example.
Just got to hold 1 day longer than them.
Exactly.
That's easy. That, and then of course too, you know, I mean, they've changed tactics too throughout this entire, you know, season basically. So they've been able to move things around or do different things and use different avenues. So I'm sure that's making, you know, data look a little bit different too, as they have been able to hide things in different ways.
Current average age for GameStop on loan is 47 days. Again, that doesn't mean, you know, a whole lot though for GameStop, but it's still the same. It was still very similar to what it was, because back in January during the run up, it was at let me click it here. It was at 61 days during the January run up, and it's currently as of about 10 days ago when this information came out, it was 47.26, Monday, November 29th. So actually it was 2 days ago. I'm sorry, it's T2 data. T2 data on that note. Hang on 1 second, I'll be right back. Yo, can you take over there?
Who?
Yeah, brother.
Who'd you say take over?
Go ahead, do your thing, brother.
We're gonna be rich, like really rich.
You tell him, Cash. How you doing tonight, Cash? You feeling good?
Oh yeah, I'm doing good. Diamond handing.
Hands as tight as a motherfucker, ain't they?
Only if you're a real ape.
They just gave us a discount today, buddy.
Christmas came early.
You know what? I got a gift from my guy, Eagle Eye Productions, and I wanted to open this earlier, but I didn't have the chance. And he's not here right now, but I did bust it out. He sent me, as a matter of fact, a couple of things here, because he knows I love hats. And it's symbolic that I wear the Dark Side of the Moon hat, because that's where I think we're fucking going. So I started wearing it symbolically, aside from the fact that I love Pink Floyd. But he got me a couple of his favorite hats from branded bills.
Damn.
This one's pretty dope. It says 1776, which I'm a big fan of, because I'm kind of a Hamilton fan and things like that. So I think that was dope. It was nice of him to send these out. But yeah, they're pretty
cool,
fucking nice. We got some dope ones on the merch store too, that I just ordered in multiple different colors, with various logos and things like that. One of them says we're gonna be fucking rich. The other one's got the pot leaf, and the other one's got the America and Wall Street symbol on it. There's another one. I appreciate you, Eagle Eye Productions. Thanks a lot for that, brother. Thanks for sending it out. Those are some dope hats.
Sweet deal, man. Sweet deal.
Yeah, I love fucking hats. So I'm definitely gonna rock these in the everyday.
Hey, PM me your fucking your address so I can fucking send you something. But then actually I can stalk you.
I usually use my socks, but I never tried a hat. But I'll give it a go.
What's that, brother?
You said you love fucking hats. I said I usually use my socks.
Oh, gross, man. I should have said I fucking love hats, but whatever.
They don't.
You want to use my words against me?
Man, I'm just playing.
I know. It's good. It's good. That's good. It looks like Luke says he just picked up 6 call contracts, $95 strike price for late March, $1.75 a share. Damn, that's not bad. Or I wonder if you meant $1.75 a contract. But yeah, that's not bad, man. Good luck on those. I'm glad you bought them a little further out and didn't do anything stupid and buy them real close to expiration. So I like that. M3 asks if we think this will be a leg up or the final squeeze. Man, I think this is going to be one of the final squeezes, but we've got to see a stock market crash in order to see the final squeeze, I think. Because market makers aren't going to give up their fucking position, and hedge funds aren't going to or market makers aren't going to close out their FTDs, and that's when it caused the real mother of all short squeezes. So in order to get market makers to cover their FTDs, we need a stock market collapse, unfortunately, because otherwise there's no way they're going to fucking do it. It just is what it is. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the volume, man. I'm sorry about that. Something's going on with my microphone. I have no fucking idea what's going on. But
might be automatic gain, like the.
Might be. Let me see that shit out.
Automatic.
Let me see that shit out. I'm going to my properties. Check it out. I don't see it in there.
Check Discord if the Discord audio stinks.
The pattern might have been fucked up too. Who fucking knows? Hedgies are shorting my mic right now. Who the fuck knows?
He's like, stop him. Silence.
I don't feel like fucking with the settings right now anyway. No matter. Yeah, diamond hands will prevail, I think. You know, that's kind of what I'm going with right here. I was telling some people earlier in the chat that I've got some calls that are down about 95% right now. And I'm going to hang on to those motherfuckers. If they don't expire that soon, I'm going to hang on to those motherfuckers. I think they're gonna
Yeah.
print. I think they're gonna fucking print, man.
Oh, well.
What up, honey?
Yo.
What's going on, Cash Money Millionaire? How fucking rich are we gonna be?
Oh, so goddamn rich.
That sounded like he was coming.
That's what it's gonna sound when you're gonna see your fucking account value. You'll be like, oh yeah, we're gonna be so fucking rich. Start fucking locking in a little bit of profit here and there. I think so.
That's fucking awesome. Fucking awesome.
Fucking hell. I'm gonna be ridiculously fucking
Boss,
rich.
you
man.
want to see some creepy, weird mindfuck shit on the AMC chart?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Oh shit, let's click the wrong thing. Where'd you post it up?
Is it okay if I stream real quick?
Go ahead, stream it. I'll look at your stream. Let me see what you got, brother. I want to hear this. I want to see
Something I'm
this.
working on right now.
Yes.
So,
I hope
one
this
of
is what I
my-
think it is.
This is I'm really into WD Gano and his flash
Yes!
in the market. and
Here we
all
go!
that
Are
shit.
you motherfuckers ready to go for a ride? All right, Zabi, go ahead, brother. Sorry, man. I just got real pumped.
Man,
Tell
I'm
me
about to
about it.
get
What are you
a
working
hit,
on? You've been
so
working on
all
these
good,
GAN
man.
fans?
This one's not a GAN fan, bro. This
is
one
this?
is some other shit. Time equals price.
Time equals price.
So that,
Amen to that.
What that means here is, so we had a high of 72 over here. We can convert that 72 price into time. So this works both ways.
Time is money, right, baby?
Right?
For the algorithm, for us,
dude.
time is
So
money.
we take a high of 72 bars later, we come to this high. So like you said, nobody's perfect. The universe is not perfectly symmetrical, right? But it's pretty damn close. 71 bars later, we had this high.
Thanks, Lisa.
Not only that, dude, but if we actually look at this first candle where we got the high of 72, we closed the candle at 52, which was the high on that date. And if we take...
So we went up 72
bars,
bars, and we went up $72? Or up to $72 and change, right?
At the beginning over here, yes. It was
Jesus.
72 and 62.
That's a coincidence. Tell me about the next part here in June or whatever. Oh, no, I'm sorry, June and September or whatever. Tell me the next part here. What's going on?
I'll just quickly start from beginning. Okay, so and this first blue one on June 2nd.
Yep.
We had a high of 72, right? The candle went to a high of 72.
Mm-hmm.
So I take that $72 and I convert that into 72 bars. But 71 bars later, we had this high. So I converted that price into time, right?
Got you. Okay,
You get
great.
it?
Yeah, I like that.
And then this first candle, it had a high of 72, but it actually closed the day at 52.
Mm-hmm. That's an interesting point.
Which is coincidentally 52. We had a high of 52 on this day, which is after the 71 bars. So it's symmetrical here, time and price. Also, if we take that 52 and put it into bars, we have it 72 days, which is trippy, another symmetry there. And on that date, it was the low before a 3-day run-up. And on this next section over here, it's the same cycle. So we take this 52 high and turn it into bars, which was the beginning of this downtrend, which is again 72 days. And 72 bars from this range is December 23rd. Maybe something will happen on that day. Who knows? We'll just have to wait and see.
Interesting.
So,
I like that.
there's also
I hope it's sooner than
a
that.
cycle
'cause I got
that
some
plays
December
off
calls.
of the low. So those are the high prices. There's also a cycle that plays off the low prices.
Let's see that.
And when the two merge, they create a downtrend or a trend change. So over here we were going up, they merged, we went down.
Yep. I see
And,
that the inverse running the way they run in like opposites to each other here.
So that's right. And you can see this time and price cycle playing out on the low as well. So over here we had a low of 38, and then 39 days later we had this, and then we continue this pattern, and you can see that every time we strike it there is a significant move. There's one coming on December 9th, and we'll see what happens there.
Oh shit, that's
And-
bullish. Then we got a okay.
Look at this one.
We have a possibility of a good
We
move
had a
on December
low.
9th. I like it. I like it a lot. That's fucking bullish.
I'm not saying
Technical
it'll be good.
analysis. It's
We'll
just
see.
technical analysis. Speculation. Nobody fucking knows what's gonna
Uh,
happen.
A low of 29 over here. So we take 29, you put it into bars, and gives us 29 bars in 42 days, equaling on September 15th, we had a low of 43. So 43 and 42, only off by one. You can see it's
Yeah.
not perfect, but it's only
It's
off
pretty
by
consistent.
a tiny bit. So this 42 day converts into this 43 low. So that's how time equals price, and it's very, very prominent in this chart. Probably most other charts, because it's the whole market is based off of this. If WD Gann did it in the 1920s all manually without computers, now we have all these tools. Dude, there's a whole community out like on TradingView on Twitter that do this shit based off astrology, and it's mind blowing.
I've seen some of that too. We've been talking
People
about
that
a
make
little
these
bit of that.
predictions on TradingView are like crazy. Because on TradingView, when you make a chart, you can actually like, when you view it on a future date, you can actually, the chart updates to see how it played out.
That's
When
cool.
you
That's
look at
fun to
them,
see.
like, that's crazy. But yeah, that's what I got for now. Time equals price, ladies and gentlemen.
That's awesome, brother.
Expose it.
It's awesome. So we just gotta fucking wait it out and be patient. Patience is the key. Nothing's gonna cause any particular mother of all short squeeze until it happens. None of us are gonna be. Nothing we try to do is gonna change it. Whether it's DRS or whether it's computer share nonsense, it's not gonna fucking change.
Cycles will continue no matter what.
Precisely.
But also in the
Go ahead, brother. Yo, where you at? I want to hear you. I want to hear what you had to say.
I don't know how to. It.
I think you got to hold the button a little bit longer. If that's what you're doing.
On the last run up, we had 73 million shares go back into the market, which was.
Lost you again, brother. Sorry.
With friends and family, and
Is it working now?
Yeah, it is.
So last run up, we had a 73 million share dilution that went in from Wanda and then Adam Aaron selling shares to the to raise the fundamental value. And from my perspective, and we don't have that, and we still ran from 14 to 72. Am I wrong in that?
No.
Correct. Wanda sold off a big chunk, Adam Aaron and AMC had to do what was best for the company, and that was raise billions of dollars by selling off some shares. They did that. They've increased their fundamentals. They've paid off some debt. They have bought more movie theaters. They have increased their revenue. They've come out with new revenue streams in the form of selling popcorn, NFTs, AMC stubholder and shareholder benefits, as well as other things. So yeah, no, that was very bullish.
No, I think it was awesome.
Although you're right,
it was awesome.
It did slightly.
I'm just saying within that.
It did slightly slow things down, but I don't really think that had anything to do with it. I think that the algorithm took control of things and decided that 72 was as high as it could afford to go.
Yeah, I just meant I'm stoked that those shares are non-existent now.
Yeah, they can't
for
be,
our next run.
They can't be played with anymore. He put them out there, sold them to a hedge fund. A hedge fund sold them out to retail and other institutions, and retail bought them up. We bought them up left and right. So we ate up those shares in no time, in my opinion. That's the way that
I'm super pro Adam Aaron, and I thought.
Yeah, a lot of people don't understand why he did that. They're upset with Adam Aaron for doing that, but they're not. They don't understand business. Just like the reason Volkswagen came to an agreement with the federal government to agree to $999 a share, Adam Aaron came to an agreement, with AMC to make billions of dollars by selling off a small portion of shares. It was a well thought out move.
I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, I agree with you. But yeah, that's not here anymore. That's not in play. They don't have any shares to sell. Wanda is not in play. So even if institutions want to sell, they can still do that. But they would just be selling to other institutions or to retail, because people are going to be FOMO buying and delta hedging all the way up and down this fucking thing.
100%. I don't think that Vanguard and Blackrock keep up in their position and everybody else just because they're going to dog out at the last minute.
Absolutely fucking not. Absolutely not. And they're making money off of it right now by lending them out shares, and then they're going to make even more money when they recall those shares when the stock price fucking flies, and they decide to sell some of those. They're going to make money hand over fist. That's their thing, that's the whole purpose behind them being inside this play currently.
What was that asshole company's name that did that they bought like 8 million shares or whatever? I can't remember. I'm going to butcher it, so I don't want to say too much, but the one that bought, and then they were like, the fundamental value doesn't.
It was Mudrick.
Mudrick Capital.
So please tell the story of how they hosted themselves. I mean, if anybody doesn't know that, that's one of the funniest things I've ever heard.
It burned their ass because it turned around in 2 weeks later, and it ran up significantly within 2 weeks after they sold it. I mean, hell, it went up days after they sold it. So I mean, they lost a lot of fucking money.
My understanding is that they talked shit about it after they sold it, and the guys were supposed to short it the next day, or they were supposed to take the shorts off, or I can't remember what the deal was, but they lost their asses because they were like, we'll just do it tomorrow, and then it ran up.
Yeah, with Mudrick, I don't know what the purpose behind them doing that was. I don't know if they wanted to instigate a sell-off, but obviously it didn't work. It didn't work, right? Because here we are.
100% proof, and they put the shorts on, and then it racked right up through the roof. Hammered.
Let's see. Excuse me here. Yeah, no idea what's going on with my mic. Sorry about that. If it's only coming out of one speaker, I'll reset it later on. I can't reset it right now without shutting down my computer. So sorry about that. But yeah, if you're not aware, Dow, Nasdaq, and S&P are all down almost 2%. That's trillions of dollars wiped off of global equities right now. So good luck to them. But you know what's funny? This is the only time you're going to see, when the stock market's collapsing like this, this is the only time you're going to see that America's market and the Brazil Bovespa are down, while the UK, France, Germany, Shanghai, even Hong Kong, and Mexican Bolsa are all up. there's a specific reason you're seeing that happen, and that's because investors are losing faith in these markets and moving them to other emerging markets. Go ahead, brother. What were you saying?
I said, how many more of these fucking coffee cups I gotta buy? You get the proper setup so we can hear you.
I don't know, man. If it's this fucking Yeti mic, at least it's still under warranty.
Just fucking, man.
I know. No idea what the fuck's going on. Some people are complaining. Some people say it's fine. Fuck if I know what's happening.
Yeah, I can barely operate the Discord shit, so I'm with you.
Yeah, Chile index is down 2.25%. Canadian index is down almost 1%. Brazil is down over 1%. S&P as well, and the Dow Jones are following closely. So,
hey, if you think about it, though, I mean, even though our markets are red as fuck, I mean, like, where else are you gonna put your money? I mean, China, Europe, fuck, I wouldn't. You know what I mean?
That's what some fucking assholes are doing
globally. Yeah, no, I'm not saying that there's no money to be made in other markets. I'm just saying it's like globally we're probably going to sustain the best out of everybody else as we have this decoupling happening.
I don't know about that this time around.
Well, I mean, this last time in 08, stuff like that, when the whole banking system was imploding, it wasn't just everybody looked at it locally like here. But you know how many trillions of dollars were given out to central banks across the world? Look at shit back up. There's a lot of fucking money, trillions of dollars that went overseas to bail out other banks in other countries. It's dependent upon the United States. So their markets are tied to our markets. If ours take a shit, theirs are going to be bludgeoned to death.
You'd think that. You'd think that, right?
Yeah. Well, we're 24+% of the entire global market as far as consumption for, importation of other people's stuff. So if that, takes a harming, or, as we decouple and we start importing as much and less, it's going to hurt other economies, man.
Yeah, it looks like Czech Republic, Russia, and Brazil are currently seeing a totally inverted yield curve, which is usually prediction of an economic recession. There's also other countries that are involved, and I'm surprised not to see the United States on there just yet.
Yeah, the yield curves were inverted in 08, weren't they?
Of course. Yep. Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Well, and then hell, everybody has done some type of stimulus. I mean, the Eurozone, they did a type of stimulus. Mm-hmm. I don't know about China, but...
Well, they've been printing money like crazy. Chinese government's got like $4 trillion worth of cars alone. Fleet vehicles and shit like that.
Yeah. Fuck.
I know, right? $4 trillion in hidden local government fleet vehicle expenditures.
Well, we talked about a week or two ago, too, them selling off treasuries and shit like that to get capital, to get cash, to get dollars. And again, because, their exportation is down, so they're not making dollars in exports right now because of the supply chain issues. And don't help that they're closing their ports and shit either. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And aren't 1/3 of products made in China as well, all around the world?
A lot are. I don't know the specific number, but I mean, we are China's largest importer of their products. That's for one. So they're going to be losing their biggest customer. So how does China make up for that?
Actually, I think Germany and Australia are the number one importer, exporter with China, if I recall correctly.
Well, Germany, their power source is because of the euro and the Eurozone. So they control the euro dollar, and all the countries surround them. A lot of them are broke except for them in France. And all the business and all the manufacturing, everything happens there. And so that's why they have to bail out Greece and all that, after so many years. Nobody can compete because they can't lower their currency. This and they have to compete with Germany to get the manufacturing at a cheaper price. You know what I mean? So everybody else around them stays broke. I mean, Germany's got a lock on that shit and has had for a long time. That's why a lot of people talked about the euro being broke up because, Greece and nobody can ever get out of the situation that they're in unless they can take control of their own currency again. But Germany doesn't want that.
Hey, not to change the subject, but Adam Aaron just tweeted he's going to personally host special movie screenings around the country, and he's going to meet investors. and people at movie theaters. The first
Holy
will
shit.
be this Sunday, December 5th in LA. That's fucking awesome, dude.
Wow.
Bullish as fuck, man. I'll meet Adam Aaron. Why the hell not? I gotta talk to him anyway.
That shit needs to happen, Marcel. Boss Marcel needs to fucking meet Adam Aaron, man. Fuck.
It'll happen.
So, how about an NFT, bro? A certain type of NFT, you know, like 513 odd million issued.
Not what I had in mind.
To
but
investors.
that's pretty pumped. That's incredible. Here's another wonderful idea that's come in from many of you. He said, I'm going to personally host some special movie screenings around the country and get the chance to meet many of you. The first will be this Sunday evening, December 5th in LA. More details to come. That is really cool.
Oh God, I hope he meets, you know, some of our betters.
Thank you to everybody on YouTube and in the Discord for bringing this up. This is great. It's nice to see Adam Aaron tweeting this kind of stuff. This is bullish. This is bullish. Spider-Man NFT, Adam Aaron in-person screenings, AMC selling popcorn on retail store shelves. That's billions of dollars worth of industry, worth of revenue right there. They've already got farms to make their own popcorn. Why the hell not put it in retail stores?
It is very important for AMC to take care of retail to a certain degree, because after this is over, they're probably going to need, you know, or be liking to have retail come back in and support the stock.
Yeah, I think I'm always going to hold AMC at this point.
Yeah,
And probably GameStop
I mean,
as well.
GME is it's got super loyal fan base, and their CEO has done really well for them personally too. So I'm definitely going to be a GME holder.
Yeah, man.
Forward.
They come out with this loop ring DeFi exchange, you know, and that'll kill shorts for GameStop. And then if AMC could piggyback on that, that'd be perfect. They can both run over to the DeFi exchange and be short free, and that would definitely cause a MOASS as well. So we got a lot of fucking fun avenues here.
I got a lot of faith in GME going forward as far as what they have planned for the future and the technology stuff they're going to try to bring out. And I think GameStop's going to become something even more than it ever was.
Exactly. The looping decoupling will be epic.
Hell yeah, it will.
On cash.
It'll be fucking epic.
Shorts will never forget that nightmare.
Fucking hell, dude. Yeah, I had this other guy over here on LinkedIn commenting on Dr. Marco Metzler's post saying that he'd like to point out that AMC is not heavily shorted and there's no phantom shares. And I'm just going to stop reading right there because it's nonsense. I replied to him, I have to kindly disagree, as you aren't taking into account the married puts hiding short interest in the options chain as future failures to deliver by the market maker. Nor are you considering the exchange-traded funds holding AMC that are being shorted heavily as well. Neither have you mentioned the depository receipts being shorted in Brazil, Germany, France, and other places around the world. I also didn't say in this comment about shorts marked as long, neither did I mention wash sales. I told him your thesis is flawed, and although you may or may not be a GME extremist, you're missing the truth behind the matter, either purposely or out of ignorance to the market realities. Because it is ignorance, plain and simple. Because it's not a offensive word if the person is ignorant to the fact of to what the realities are. I told him best of luck in your investments. I own both GameStop and AMC, and I look forward to what's coming next for them. And I didn't write go fuck yourself, but I pretty much think I implied it pretty damn well there. So that's what I'd like to say to the extremists that don't believe in either AMC or GameStop, because both exist. Some people think that meme stockholders are retarded, and I'd like to say, no problem. You can think whatever the fuck you want, because I have no problem saying I told you so and watching your broke ass complain about your blue chip stocks being worthless.
You know, it's kind of awful. It's kind of apparent that when people start putting out this information, stuff like it against this, that they leave out a lot of this factual information that is easily found. You know, if retail can find it, and they're smart people, but even there's just regular everyday folks that can find this information. And you mean to tell me you're putting up certain information and you can't find these things? Like married puts, you can't find that? Okay.
They can't find because the majority of people aren't smart enough to understand what it is. Majority of people don't even know that married puts exist. You know,
Right. But the community
because
as
they
a
don't know what it
whole
is. But that's what we've come up with because of the community, right, working together.
That's right.
That's fucking incredible. That's bullish.
And maybe it'll pass that off to new investors or other people that are not part of the meme stock thing, you know, because they don't know anything about it. But as far as meme stock holders now that are in AMC and GME or any of these others, no, this community, like, people are quite aware of what's going on, and they're not leaving.
We're not fucking leaving. I'm not fucking leaving. That's for sure. That's for goddamn sure.
Funds, I had a quick question for you, if you
Go
don't
ahead,
mind.
bro. Yeah.
Go ahead, man. I can't say I can answer it, but I'll try.
I remember just like an hour back or so, you were talking about how you were saying how the states will have to build infrastructure for the next 4 or 5 years once the economy collapses. Is that you think because of the supply, just the shortage of just the supply all around the world, kind of is going to make the states realize that you guys kind of lost grasp into like your own industry, into your own manufacturing industry?
Okay, so like this had already started taking place when the Trump administration was in. And you have a certain group of people that are, you know, globalists and things like that, and that included Republicans and Democrats for the last 70 years. That get into a long story on this stuff, but we'll just keep it short. The Trump administration had already started working on decoupling from China, and so they were wanting to bring certain manufacturing things back. That's what the trade deals with Canada and Mexico was for, and a few other countries, being South Korea, Taiwan, Japan. When you seen Trump first got into office, many people come over here and was working out deals with him. But say our biggest one was Mexico and Canada. So a certain amount of manufacturing was going to go to Mexico, which is our bordering partner. And they would be manufacturing and doing certain services down there. And then the higher tech, higher skilled labor would be being done here, bringing back manufacturing here. Because what COVID also exposed too is how vulnerable our system is, which is also a national security threat to depend on China, which China is an ally but an enemy at the same time. China has grown to be a significant, you know, power with a certain amount of money. A lot of people look at China as this huge new superpower, but don't understand that how did China get that way? It was because of America. America had made decisions to allow a certain amount of loss to our own labor markets and our own manufacturing to be exported to China to create wealth for China in the hopes, I guess, for security. So we sell off some of our money and things like that and our jobs to other nations and help make those nations richer in lieu of security for the global economy, or the global, I guess, I'm trying to, how you'd say it. It's our national security policy. We get people intertwined with the IMF, with Trilateral Union, different groups, and we get them into the system. And, you know, we have to give up something for that. But we're coming to find out that, you know, it's not necessarily in our national security's interest. And this goes into Afghanistan and a multitude of other countries. But we basically, you know, make it short, we're decoupling from China, so we have to bring a lot of that stuff back here because it's a vulnerability to us. But you're talking about a system that's been put in place over the last 25 years. You know, you've seen what China's done in 25 years. Well, we have to rebuild what we don't have here. That's why you're seeing the chip plants expand, a bunch of manufacturing expanding, a bunch of stuff being brought home here, and the deals with Canada and Mexico as well.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Keep it short.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because I work in the automotive industry, and even our sales of cars has almost doubled within the last 6 months, which is very surprising. But like you said, with the shortage of chips, right, we depend on China and South Korea to manufacture the chips to us, right, for the vehicles, because every vehicle nowadays needs to have a chip in it.
Correct.
So it's good to see that we can kind of somewhat have kind of a plan to bounce back once the economy is going to collapse, because realistically, if we're depending on China, and China can close its border at any time, and I'm sure Boss can relate to this, because all this shortage and all these different products not being able to actually reach within our borders, and we have to wait for China to actually get it to us.
Well, part of the problem too is what we have is called on-time delivery. So nobody, like not Walmart, not anybody really stores anything anymore. They don't have warehouses of shit to supply their own places. So we have what's called our infrastructure set up for on-time delivery. So when your shelves start to run low, you put an order in, and within 2 days you're drop shipped and you got shit. Well, with the supply chain problem, COVID exposing a problem and creating a backlog of shit or not being able to
and then
ship,
the government making
your
it
shelves
worse.
run empty.
And then the
Yeah,
government
your
making it
shelves
worse
run
with
empty.
vaccine mandates, making people quit their jobs in record numbers for months on end.
So shelves will run dry very quick because there's no storage to back them up. So again, that's another part of the problem with the supply chain.
It's a very real problem that people don't understand. It's like, why don't they just hire more truckers? They're like, bullshit, there's no truck driver shortage. It's a pay shortage. They don't realize everybody's offering more money. People don't want to do the job. People would rather do other things that are more cushy for around the same
Truck
money.
drivers here in Vancouver are gonna strike this Friday.
Yeah, John Deere truck drivers went on strike. What are they talking about in Vancouver?
I mean, if they strike in Vancouver,
Probably same shit everywhere, you know.
Yeah, more money, better
wages,
fair
fucking
wages,
clogged up system.
Mm-hmm. That's no lie, man.
I mean,
it's what we need right now. So if people are taking advantage of the fact it's, you know, they called it Striketober. Now it's like Strike November and Strike December at this point. So it's just going to continue. People are realizing that they have power and that they have a stranglehold on these corporations that have been fucking them into low wages for so long, and they've said, I've had enough. If you're not going to pay me what I'm worth, I'm going to go make my own in the gig economy, or through another employer, or through myself as my own fucking business and my own boss. People have said that's enough, and I'm proud of Americans for doing it, and I'm proud of people around the world for doing it, to be honest with you. In Vancouver and Canada and, you know, other places, and it's important. We people deserve real wages. You know, we're getting raises of, you know, 1%, 1.5% a year, while inflation's going up 2% to 6.5% to 14% a fucking year at this point.
Well, see, again, too, with the decoupling, we're not basically farming out all of that labor. So labor needs to be brought here. And so there's a demand. And anytime you have economic growth, you're always going to see a competition for wages. So if you're wanting, you know, good employees or skilled employees or things like that, you're going to have to pay more money because your competitor's going to pay or offer better benefits. This and that. Anytime you have an economy that's in the shitter, look at 08, 09, everybody lost their job. Hell, you know, you got 14 people or 15 people with the same job applying for one position opening. Well, they're going to get the person that's good and if the lowest price. So economic policy really matters with inside your country, especially if you want competitive wages and things for labor.
Damn fucking right, dude. That's very eloquently stated. I'm glad you said that because I couldn't put that all together right now. Yeah, it should in the future equal better wages, but for now, the wages that are being offered are not keeping up with the rampant hyperinflation, and that's the difference and the real change, the real issues that we're seeing that we weren't seeing in 2008. They were able to curb it by printing more money, and the government, and they had other parachutes. The government just can't keep fucking doing that anymore. They can't do it anymore.
Yo, man, I think we're really, really fucking close to the reversal here on AMC, and we're gonna.
I think so too.
300 plus.
I really think so too, man. I wouldn't be surprised to see, like, you know, $240 coming pretty soon, and $300, and GameStop running up to fucking 800-900 like Tesla pretty soon.
Hey, sorry, can I show you something again real quick?
Yeah, let's see what you got, brother.
I posted this on Twitter yesterday, and so this February 2020 zone I was talking about, this entire fractal.
Oh shit! All right, hold on. Let me just zoom out / zoom in here a little bit.
Yeah, I'll go full screen.
All right.
Look at how it lines up over here.
Do me a favor, if you
But
just
some
walked
parts,
in, drop a like for the algorithm. Go ahead, Zabi. What are we looking at, brother?
we're looking at this
The
bar
distribution
pattern
zones of
from.
volume and price action.
Look at that shit.
So this entire zone right here, I copied that, right?
Yeah. Holy shit, look, he took that entire zone
Yes.
right
Look
there.
at-
Look
look
at
at
this,
from beginning
guys.
over here.
Look at this, guys. He's not editing it in any way. He's just collapsing and expanding it. Let's see.
At some parts of the perfect inverse, others it matches up the peaks. But
So,
the,
yeah.
my main point over here is that we're really close.
So it runs
We're really
inverses
close
and then it
to the
runs
reversal.
together at the same at certain times. It switches.
If I put this end point to the low over here,
Oh man.
Wow.
you can see, look at that.
Wow, that's not fucking creepy. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Fucking cool.
Dude,
And you just pulled that right there, right before the January fucking run up, didn't you?
look at
You sure
but look
fucking
at this
did.
first section.
That's why we feel we're in January, because everything is aligning. All the average age on loan, the days to cover, all of these fucking numbers are lining up exactly the same as they were back in January, and that's fucking freaky.
It's
That
like a
is
perfect
fucking
inverse of
insane.
itself. After this shape over here, it's like a mirror.
Hold on, bro. I got to get higher for this. Let's see it again.
Hell yeah. Look at this first section over here.
So, for those of you that are unaware, this is this yellow line is up to January, isn't it? It's
Yes,
it's
it's
March
up
of
to where this
2020.
box ends.
March of 2020 through the beginning of January 2021, before the run up, before AMC and GameStop turned green. So we're seeing the exact same thing right here. This yellow is exactly a mimic of that. He just pulled that off directly from the from the graph.
Yep.
Look at it.
Oh god damn! Put that back. No, put it back right there. Squeeze it in a little bit more. No, separate it. That goes over here. Right there.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
And that's the exact inverse.
Yep.
Damn, oh yeah, put that back right there too.
It's so crazy.
Looks fucking great.
This is definitively a fractal. For those that are saying how can a chart be a fractal?
Right there. Pull.
Well,
fucking
study
sweet.
Benoit Mandelbrot's work. He has a book on how.
Hey bro, hold up.
The misbehavior of markets.
Move that over to line up with the end.
Sorry,
Please.
right here?
Yep, right there.
So yeah, we're really close to that reversal because this red zone is the entire fractal, and we're nearing this play.
It's either
This
when
last
it's
leg
hanging
down.
over that, it's either running the exact opposite or the exact same as it, and that's really fucking creepy. See right here,
What's
you're
got me
looking at
confident
exact
about
opposites.
that we are. What's
The
got me
inverse.
confident about the fact that we're here in December 30 zone is that what you just saw, the creepy thing. If I move this low to this low.
That is
and
so
match this up
sick.
With this low. What else I got?
That is so fucking sick.
No,
I wonder prior to all the algorithmic trading and the high frequency trading if the charts and things looked more, they were more natural.
Of course.
Not,
Of
would not
course.
have these cyclical representations as they do now.
You don't see this in many other stocks. You see it in a lot of meme stocks, as they like to call them, ever so lovingly.
Yeah,
You
no,
know?
you're right about that. They're definitely heavily concentrated in the meme stocks.
Yeah,
I mean,
heavily
that's what's
concentrated,
shorted.
but the entire market is definitely symmetrical.
Yeah.
To say the least.
This is true.
So look at this upper resistance zone here, and the support zone here. The length of this resistance zone is the same as this support zone. And yeah, I don't think we're going much lower.
I'd be shocked if they could. I'd be fucking
I'd be
shocked if
shocked
they
too.
could, and I'll still buy more.
Yeah, dude, I loaded up.
The
today. I was
lower
like,
the
"Holy
fucking better, as
fire
far as I'm
sale."
concerned right now. Yeah, this is Black
It got me
Friday,
so excited.
Cyber Monday, Cyber Tuesday, fucking Black Wednesday, everything. We got all sorts of fucking chances.
And after
here.
that, it's on MOASS. Man, thank you.
Sabi, are you saying kind of like in that the resistance and the support levels is about the same distance as the time?
No, not in terms of time, but just
Okay.
in terms of
What I was
like
I guess what I was saying is, like, you know, when you
price,
have
I
like
guess.
these touches of support and then resistance, the time it takes in between that is almost the same in these distances apart. I didn't know. I was just asking.
You might be seeing something I'm not seeing, which is actually interesting. Sounds
Well,
legit.
earlier, you know, you were discussing, you know, basically the price over, you know, stretched out over time, and there is definitely some type of correlation in there. Now, I'm just curious if there's something in there that's a little bit smaller with support and resistance over time with the distance, I guess, or how, I'm not exactly sure how to say it, but of seeing a pattern between that from the time it takes from support to resistance over the, I guess, the width of the chart, basically.
Oh, okay.
I can't explain it. I ain't been drinking yet either, so it could get worse when I'm drinking.
I think I get what you mean. So the time it takes to go from this blue zone to this red zone.
Yes.
And then back to the blue.
Yeah. Not necessarily perfect, but, you know, if there's any correlation in any type of pattern in that.
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. I'll let you know.
I appreciate it, brother. Could be nothing. I just looking.
Yeah.
You know how we're just looking.
Yeah, I mean, you get to a more correct conclusion, or you get closer to the truth by just exploring, right? The possibilities.
Well, I knew that Asteroid pulled up a chart, and he had price over time, and was in a 3D, where then you could also see.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Depth with the FTD cycles or whatever,
dope.
and showed it in a 3-dimensional time, and that had, like, you know, a correlation with price pressure.
Oh wait, okay. I got one more trippy thing to show.
Somebody asked in the chat, "What do you do if, or what do we do if they pull the buy button?" And I need to ask you, are you confident in your broker dealer that they may or may not pull the buy button? Because nothing's a sure thing, but I think if you're using like Robinhood or Public or Mumu or Webull, you need to reassess things.
Honestly, almost
reassess things.
Suspect now.
So look at these support and resistance levels that we have here. But they themselves are symmetrical, meaning like this top one and this low one divided in half. So the distance between them divided in half gives you this one, and then that in half gives you this one, so on and so forth. But the really tricky thing I want to show you guys is this.
Wow.
Hold on. Right here.
Yeah, Jackson's a man, dude. I always loved doing live streams together with him.
Not that one.
He's always got good information, good due diligence. He always schools me on loop ring, GME, crypto, things like that. Love talking to him about that stuff.
So I just moved the supports and resistances from the upper channel onto the lower one, and look what it does to the chart.
Seamus, no idea what's wrong with my mic right now. It'll be fixed next time I restart my computer. Sorry, brother.
Look at his.
Let's see it, brother.
This is insane.
So you got 887, 1553, 2024, 29, 32, 35, 36, 40, 44. All right, yeah, those are definitely our support levels and our resistance levels.
No. Boss, I'm not. That's not what I'm showing for the future.
Let me see.
This is the past.
Oh, I know. I'm looking at the past ones. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
I was looking to think of our past support and resistances. Definitely on point.
It's crazy how it lines up, right? It's like the future was determined by the past.
Interesting.
I mean, we just saw it.
What do you see possibly happening here in the future?
I'll show it one more time. So I have these zones here.
Right.
From the June run. All I do is move. One sec. I just move those zones down. And they play out the chart.
Well, they sure as hell do, don't they? So let's see, where were we at right before we went up to, $26.17? We were at $1.75 at the bottom of this chart. That's very similar to where we're at right now at the 26.17 mark. It looks very similar to the 26.17 mark that we're seeing today, right up here. For those of you that are not familiar,
I believe that's where we are.
And I just came to the same conclusion, Ian, and I'm fucking drunk. And if I could figure this out and I'm drunk, I mean, I don't think you got to be a rocket scientist to figure out a little bit about charts, if you have any experience with them.
Man, I can't wait. This was a 1,230% move.
Zoom in a little. How much?
Apply that to here.
That was a 1,230% move?
Yeah, so if we apply that to it now.
Do it.
Oh, man, we're going to
apply that shit.
Holy shit.
Oh, yeah. That's a 350. But I think we're going to go higher than that. That's just going to be like the first little resistance, you know?
352.79.
That's going to be crazy.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I like it. All right. Well,
I'll be honest. I might be a paper-handed bitch and sell 1% of my shares at 352, but I'll hold on to the other 99.
Yeah, your 1% might be like 100,000 shares. I don't know.
What's up, Edward? It's good to see you, brother. Jump in the fucking Discord, man. Why the fuck aren't you in the Discord, Edward? You're in the wrong fucking chat, brother. You're supposed to be on fucking Discord right now with us. Yeah, I'm having a great time hanging out with you guys.
On your shares.
Gummy, yeah, well, it's funny how we went down,
If you like my charts, follow me on Twitter.
Yes, please do. Zabi.
With 2 I's, with _0.
Spell it one more time so I can type it in.
ZABII_0.
My man. Good deal.
Thank you, man.
We appreciate it, Zabi. Thank you, man.
Yeah, I think it's important that we as individual investors understand the markets.
Hello.
Well, it's appreciated, though. You share your knowledge, man. Not all of us are very good at doing charts.
Well,
I fucking suck at it.
I'm here. Hello.
All right, Zabi, you got that follow.
Thank you, man.
Make sure you guys check him out. Yeah, I always love checking out his information. So make sure you guys follow Zabi directly. That'll make your life a lot easier when you want to get a little glimpse as to what possibly might come next. Because again, people got to remember, charts are speculation. The stock market is speculation. It's degenerate fucking gambling. So if you're a little upset that somebody's doing charts to try to figure out what could possibly come next, maybe you need to reassess your gambling fucking strategies. So don't hate that people are trying their fucking, best to figure out patterns and chart indicators and bullish and bearish trade signals. That's what the whole fucking stock market's about. That's the whole point of doing technical analysis in general and due diligence. What's up, Edward? Can you hear me, brother?
Yo, yeah.
What's going on, bro?
How you guys doing?
Good, man. Hanging out.
Oh, dude, I got way too much stuff, man, going on.
I need to hear way too much stuff because I've had a lot of coffee, a lot of cigarettes.
Boss is so hyped right now, yo. I mean, yeah, I be too. The tits are jacked.
I get more jacked when the stock market's crashing than I do when the fucking stock is up 5 or 10%. That doesn't mean shit to me. Okay, this is this is what we need to fucking see. This is what we've been leading to, I feel, for this last 6 months. Or should I say year?
Boss, if you want to look at my screen.
Yeah, dude, of course I want to watch your stream. Here, hang on. Real quick, one thing. I got to say something. We're going to be fucking rich.
Hey.
All right, go ahead, brother.
So this is AMC from February 2020 is right over here. And we're in that spring, right? This is at around January 7th, I believe. Let me go to Weeble real quick.
That's right, Snowstorm. We were talking several weeks ago, talking about the fact that things could kick off in November and December because of the situation at hand. And here we fucking are. Not for one reason, not for two, but for a multitude of reasons. For a conglomeration of things that are happening in the macroeconomic, global, and stock market and financial systems. So, here we fucking are.
So, we are at around January 5th or 7th. So, if we see another dip tomorrow, it will be probably the lowest it will ever go. But I think today was it.
It already went up almost 5% in after hours.
Exactly.
It's a sign.
Volatile.
I'm gonna be waiting at I'm gonna be buying at fucking pre-market personally. I'm gonna be buying at 4:01 a.m. Eastern time.
Get me some more coffee. There's no fucking volume for all the drop.
Guys, let me show you something.
Sorry, man. We're excited. We're caffeinated. I've been drinking all night. Go ahead, Edward.
Hey, let me show you something.
Please do.
Look at so you know how we're seeing these red days that have been happening? Look at the volume that was happening back in December 2020.
Yes.
Heading into January 2021. The volume on the top left right here, look at this, 25 million, 23 million, 20 million, 15 million, 23, 40 million, and then you get a spike right over here at this hammer, this red hammer, whatever you want to call it, the red Kindle.
Double dildo.
Look at this. Then, like a 67 million volume just appeared out of nowhere. Look what happened, like now. Look at this day. Look at the volume. 63 million. Yes, it is red, which doesn't really matter.
Yes!
It's picking up the volume.
That's perfect. Say that again.
Up.
Go back to the other one.
So, the same thing that happened right before we were heading into January.
Right. What was that volume?
The volume picked up to 67 million.
What was it this day right here? I can't read your screen. It's too small.
So on January 5th it was 27 million, and on January 6th it went into 67 million.
That's okay if it was 67 million in buying, selling pressure or shorting pressure, because with the AMC and GameStop, volume equals price change. Plain and fucking simple.
Look at this. It was the same thing. So 11/23, November 23rd of this year, we had 27 million, 18 million, 19 million, 24 million, then a 41 million. So just like how it was 47 million back in 2020, it went to 63 million, just 4 million short of the 67 million similarity. The same drop, the same big volume spike happened, the same sort of move. And just as I was showing it, with this going on, it is a confirmation that a spring has formed, and this is not the spring like previous time. So the top is
this ain't June,
December.
baby.
This is 2020, the top,
Yes.
to 2021. Look at that spring. Look how small that is. I'll zoom in it a lot more.
Yep, that's good.
Look how small this is compared to this spring.
Yeah.
You see how massive this candle is compared to that one?
Yeah, but that's because the price disparity, the price difference from where we were here at 33 to where we are here at 26 is so much larger. So on this one over here, you would have to zoom in to see about the same thing. What matters here is the volume, because over here was 63 million on that day, and then over here it's 67 million on this day, right?
It's yes, it's 67 in June, and it's 63. I don't know which one of those.
One of those two, yeah, 63 and 67 respectively.
Right, but the candle is much more massive. If you compare the two candles, this is a I think it was 20.8% drop today, where the wick touched 26.85, the lowest.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 20.8% or something like that.
It's a big fucking
on
drop.
here. It wasn't even. Let me actually see what the percentage drop.
Oh, that's a good point. The percentage is a good way to look at it.
It was like a 5.95. Well, heading into this was just a wick, like a doji candle. But yeah, like 5.95% drop that initiated the reversal, which is like nothing. That is like nothing. So whatever that spring is,
at the same time, there wasn't a market crash at that same moment either.
I mean,
which is
bro,
what we're having now.
look at this candle. It's like. It's like half of it's like a quarter of the entire AMC June run.
Yeah.
This spring is gonna launch it. I really believe whatever is coming next. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, this is just gonna go to 150." No. Let me show you something.
Mm-hmm.
So, this price right here is not the real price. And here, let me get to that peak. It was not $20. A lot of people think that was $20. That is not the real price. A lot of people don't zoom in. They don't do their DD full enough. Let me get back to there. I know it's going to be a little bit laggy. Sorry. Let me get to the peak price. Look at the peak price. It's 25.8. That was the peak of January. Okay, let me go to calc. What was the bottom of that? 1.9? 1.910. Okay. 25.8. 1.8. You're seeing a 13x. What, from this low at least? At least from this low or from this fractal of 72. So the day ended, what was it? 31.27 it's at right now. Okay, 31.27 times that.
Just about.
31.27. You're looking at least at 407, or if it's 13.03 times 76. This is also not true. So the 7262 is not what it was.
Good call. I'm
The
checking
peak
my
of-
Webull
of-
account. I mean, my Gemini account right now.
The peak of June was 76 something. 77.26 times 13.03.
This is perfect, Edward. I'm pumped right now. Crypto is dumping. Crypto is starting to dump. Tezos,
You're looking
Aave is
between
down 5 and 6%.
407.
Go ahead.
407 and 1,006.
407 and
next-
1,006 for the next possible run up for AMC. I'll
The
take
next- Yeah, the next actual couple weeks, or the next 2 weeks. Depends, and then this is gonna be probably. I mean, if the algo is running, it's gonna run the Wyckoff algorithm fractal of just high in the higher. So whenever it's gonna reach 407 and 1,006, the algo will just squeeze the shorts because there's margin, it calculates all of that stuff. So whatever it's gonna be playing, I mean, you're gonna see like If the debt is gonna, we don't know what's gonna happen with the whole debt ceiling thing. I mean, if they're on the verge of collapsing the U.S. market, they might like initiate war or something, just like in the past history they've done it. Oh, like we're in crazy debt.
Money.
Time to initiate war. Yeah, exactly.
War
Why
makes
wouldn't
money.
they? And then
War
they
gives
would
them
do something with
excuses to print
China.
money. Ethereum is down 5.6%.
Bitcoin is what?
I'm checking as we speak. Bitcoin is holding steady. Ethereum is down 3.97% right now. Shiba is down 4%.
Yeah.
Dogecoin down 4%. Let's see. Bitcoin Cash is down. Polygon is up 13%. I love Matic. Let's see.
Yeah, me too.
Aave is down 5.8.
Dude, Bitcoin is weird, man.
Sushi Swap's down 7. Yeah, it's rough. Curve is down 7. Basic. A lot of these, and you know what? Every other day that AMC and GameStop were red, these last 2 days, along with the rest of the stock market, the crypto markets at night were green. That means they were holding liquidity and pumping and dumping crypto overnight for liquidity to use in the morning. If crypto's down right now, that means that they're low on liquidity. That's bullish for tomorrow morning, for December 1st in the morning, in my opinion.
So here is another take, boss.
Go ahead, brother.
So if you do the calculations of the amount of days, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's about 15 in here. It's about 25% faster.
Oh, wow. They got it there 25% faster.
One.
They compressed it because the time is compressing like we've been discussing in past live stream, isn't it?
Yeah. The spring is not as small and is not as long as the one that's in January
It's
of
shorter
2020.
and more violent.
It's shorter. It's now shorter and much more violent. Yeah, it's sprung up like crazy. That's why they dropped it.
This is super bullish.
Yeah, if
hey,
you
scoot that over to the left some more because people probably can't see it because I think it's under my camera. Scoot that to the left if you can somehow, by any chance.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Put the phase C in the middle of the screen, please.
Yeah, this is going to be difficult, but I'll try.
If you can, just scoot it over a little bit.
Hold on. Let me bring up...
Kids are so jacked!
I'm fucking
Let me bring it up from... Oops, hold on.
Holy shit. I got my Gemini screen up here, too.
Where's my DD on it?
Now let me change over to it.
Sort by...
This is good.
Here we go. Let's do that. Okay. This is probably better. Okay, is this better for you?
Yep, that's good.
Okay. So that same phase, you have what, 4 or 5?
Scoot it up more,
5,
more to the left.
More to the left? Okay.
Yep, right there.
Okay. I don't do full screen.
Yeah, looks good for me right there. That's fine. It's okay if it's on part of your screen.
So this part right here, 5, 10, 18 days. Well, 25% of that, it's about 12 days. So about 2 weeks time. And I think this period right here is probably going to be tomorrow. Like you're going to see probably a doji candle. I mean, we don't know what we might see tomorrow. I'm just thinking that this is probably the lowest. So this big candle is just like an accumulation of all of these reds, of some of them put together into one big giant candle for today. And then there's going to be several that are going to be combined for tomorrow. That's why you see 5% in after hours. So you could probably see like these candles right here. This was the after hours movement. That's like the 5%. Let me go back to AMC. Like it was up 6% in after hours. 6%. Like, look at this candle. Like, these are crazy. So whatever you're seeing here, I mean, this looks like the replay of June again. But to me, this is getting much more violent. So, man, I'm seeing this.
We
like
continually
a 2-week run-up.
discuss and see that the fractals time frames are getting shorter because the volatility is increasing.
You know what gets better?
That's fucking beautiful.
What's 2 weeks from now?
2 weeks from now, the fucking goddamn government defaulting on their debt. It's the fucking all sorts of things.
Yeah.
It's Evergrande defaulting on their bonds. Evergrande's bankruptcy. All sorts of fucking things, man. They're happening in 2 weeks.
Look, December 15.
What else?
2 weeks. 2 weeks from now is December 15. So the reversal where the peak happens ends on, well, it lines up at the end, on December 15.
Jesus fuck. Holy
so
shit.
that time frame.
I don't have enough swear
literally...
words. Holy motherfucker.
Dude, this
by
thing
the
is...
way,
this shit's going down,
AMC,
guys. We've been saying it over and over again since fucking June, and look at it fucking happening. This is
AMC
insane.
IPO'd on December 18, just a cherry on top.
Ooh, that's fucking bullish.
Dude, you're gonna see like the most craziest reversal in history. This probably is headed like way past. Yeah, I think this is way past.
It's going to ridiculous numbers. We know this.
I mean, look how if it runs to even like 300, right? Dude, look at these charts. It makes the previous runs look like turd. It looks absolutely ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. But the reason being, because each run makes the one before it look like nothing.
No. But I'm talking about the exponentiality of it.
I agree, and I'm agreeing with you. And that's how it's gonna. Yeah, I think that's how it's gonna continue to go. Because it's such a large change in the number sign instead of down from the value of pennies. So that's what I think is special about this as well.
Here is a block I have to kind of represent.
That's why I keep saying I don't care if it's under $72. I bought everything between 11 and 72, and I'll keep doing that personally.
So
but hang on one second. I gotta explain to you, brother. It's called technical analysis, man. It's reading charts. It's using technical indicators. It's what traders have done to try to speculate for the entirety of the stock market. It's not fucking storytelling, and it sure as hell is not, trying to predict the future. Because if it would predict the future, then everybody in the world would be rich.
So here is the thing that's crazy, boss. Back in January, we have a box where the run happened, and this is going to be difficult to kind of point out, but this box was relative of four periods of running. This box was an accumulation of 8. This next one is going to be an accumulation of 12.
All right.
These are 12
because math, right?
days.
Because Pythagorean theorem.
Yes, this is all Pythagorean theorem. Look at on the next run up, this next run up at the peak, I will be able to calculate MOASS after this next run. If this is not going to be the MOASS
survive.
run,
I think it triggers it. I think it fucking triggers it, and it might take a few days or a few weeks, and then it just goes to retarded numbers.
So it depends what happens. If it doesn't, I will be able to calculate the equation relativity between the two, and I will be able to grab this line after doing the mathematical Pythagorean between the two, and I can actually, because I have 3 points, you need 3 witnesses to calculate an accurate dimensional calculation between the relativity of previous runs. So if I have 3 runs, I only have 2 right now. I can't really predict the MOASS. It could be anywhere from 300 to 1,000 to whatever. But if I have the 1,000, I will be able to calculate when the algo will lag it up the next time, fully. It will be historical for sure. But the next one will confirm if it's going to be another one after it, or if it's not going to be another one. If it's going to be the actual MOASS, which starts to 1,000, 15,000, who knows? But I mean, even Rico was confirming it to if this continues on his prediction, and it goes into June, and it goes into again December of 2022, then it's gonna be the actual probable MOASS, because they can't. this thing will run to 170,000. It will run to 250,000. There was no, if they don't cover, dude, it is going to be so bad. So bad. You have no idea.
Yeah, but this time, the reason they will cover is because of the stock market collapse. They're going to be forced to cover by the DTC and their prime brokers in order to maintain margin.
Well, they're all involved. You know that, right? They're all Apex Clearing.
I understand they're all involved, but that's why, because things are going to get so out of hand that they're going to be like, "Hey, man, we're Goldman Sachs. We can't go bankrupt. We're Bank of America. We can't go bankrupt. Citadel Securities, you got to fucking pay up that $73 billion or whatever it is, you know, and they're going to have to come up with money."
I got to do this. I got to do this another day with you, but here, let me go to one of my tweets. Where is it? Hold on.
Cheers. We're going to be fucking rich. Holy shit.
So I said this I sent this 20-plus page document to many people and to do an investigation of legal issues and probable lawsuit claims. But here, not this one. It's 20-plus pages, and I
saw it. It's pretty good.
You.
It's a lot of it's accusations though. It's allegations, unfortunately.
Yes.
And while I bet you the majority of them are true, they have not been convicted of it yet. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
But yeah, they're showing proof matter. So it's why it
absolutely
doesn't go through,
trying to set precedent.
It's because they're in cahoots with each other, but they're all showing what we've been talking about, like Robinhood Securities. There's been interference communications. But here's what I found. All brokerages, I've been saying this for a very long time, all of them issue to Citadel one way or another. All of them do this. There's not a single one that doesn't issue or work in cahoots with Citadel.
Oh, absolutely. Until Lit Exchange comes about and says, "Fuck you, Citadel."
Apex Clearing is one of the most disgusting entities out there.
Without a doubt.
One of the worst entities out there.
They're implicit in everything.
Let me see if I can find it. So what I've been telling you about the halts, remember about the halts?
Mm-hmm.
Like how shorts are halted?
Yep.
Well, there's reason why these halts happen. And it's not because they are trying to halt because the stock is moving volatile.
Open that one right there.
Up.
January 27th.
Yes. So the reason why they're halting, because they're like, oh, we don't have enough this. We have to meet the margin. So they send the thing to NSCC and then they have to clear it and blah, blah, blah. Well, they're making sure they're trying to find the relative margin to keep at it. And if they don't find it, they'd be like, hey, we can't pay it right now. Give us a break. What? These guys that have trillions of dollars, they're like, hey, give us a break. What are you talking about?
That's like Kaiser, and they're trying to do that shit right now. And it's
look
their bondholders not going to go for it. Absolutely not going to go for it.
Look who instructs. Apex instructed them to halt all opening transactions of GameStop, AMC, and COS on all platforms, while ETC prohibited Alpaca from allowing its use of
the accusation says, hang on, several other introducing brokerages also reported that Apex instructed them to halt all opening transactions. That means they won't let anybody buy. So they took away the buy button, according to them, as instructed by Apex Clearing. So it's not just fucking Citadel. It was also Apex. It was all these fucking assholes probably bending their arm. And that's why they don't have to do business.
Apex is involved with NSCC and the DTCC. So Apex learned.
Well, of course they are, but I don't know if... Apex learned that the DTCC was increasing collateral, but that doesn't mean that Apex had their arm twisted by the DTCC. Okay? Those are two separate things. You know,
it's the next line.
Fair.
Why did it instruct them to halt?
Because Apex didn't have the fucking collateral, the underlying asset. That's why.
No, it's because DCCC was increasing their collateral.
The collateral needed, the collateral requirements. DTC margin called them. Okay, and because of that, Apex Apex and Citadel colluded with Robinhood and Webull and other brokerages to get them to pull the buy button so they could short it, get rich off our backs, and stop the fucking bleeding. And here we are again. Time to get revenge. Round 2. Or should I say round 3?
Here is the golden answer that we all were waiting for, that I've been saying all this entire time. So this line right here, while the individual investors, this is SEC's filing, by the way, while individual investors were prohibited from purchasing the relevant securities. Now, when they say relevant securities, they don't want to say meme stocks. They are shorting meme stocks because retail loves meme stocks. By the way, just a heads up, relevant securities are all meme stocks that are related to the issue of this corruption. So the relevant securities, institutional investors were not prohibited from purchasing meme stocks. Okay, next page. Large investment firms were able to purchase the relevant securities at artificially reduced prices. What does that mean, artificially reduced prices? Because they had access to private stock exchanges known as the dark pools. Okay, so who are these, big institutions? Well, it's Citadel Securities and other firms that are involved with them. Probably Virtu and, whatever.
Shit, I accidentally closed it out. I did not mean to do that. I did not mean to be mean to Edward or dip out on them. Give me 1 second while we hop back in here. Because we clicked the wrong button. Meant to close out one tab and it closed out everything. My apologies. In the meantime, there you go. Lit Exchange info. LitExchange.app. LitExchange.app.
At artificial reduced prices to close out their position by returning the barred securities they had sold short. Now we know they didn't close out their positions. They didn't close out their shorts. They artificially closed them out by flipping options and hiding their short interest. That's how they did it.
Exactly.
So this
married puts is the contracts manipulation.
They didn't put, they said artificially reduced prices, but didn't say they artificially closed out their position. It says artificial. They agree, SEC agrees they closed, they bought artificial, which is already, this is
right. I understand that is factual, that they did state that, absolutely did state that. So we know that the corruption is there, so it's like, it's proof. It's literally the more due diligence and more confirmation for everybody and for those that are unaware as to what the fuck happened.
That alone is it's enough to put somebody in prison for 30 plus years.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I keep saying it. Bernie Madoff didn't get away with it. He ended up in prison, and Ken Griffin's gonna do the same fucking thing, dude. Ken Griffin's gonna be right behind him.
Artificial prices is just like that one guy who drove the news on one of the penny stocks, and he got put in prison for, I don't know how long that was, like 15, 25 years or something. This is the same thing, except worse. This is literally called stealing. And this, look what is the primary. So look what happened when everybody couldn't buy. Guess who bought on the way down? Citadel Securities and other firms that they're in cahoots with. And what was the primary source of that? Dark pools, the dark exchanges. That's why we didn't see any buying happening on that day or any selling. It was all dark pool. That's all it was. Look, here's another. Here it continually proves what actually went on. Let me find. It talks about how during that time of the restriction, there was an increased number of dark pool activity that was happening. Let me see.
Sure was.
Restrict. Right here. More specifically, given the scale of Securities business, FINRA data indicates the bulk of trading activity can be attributed to Citadel Securities because Citadel Securities accounts for 50% of dark pools activity, a large shift in the percentage of sale represented by short trades, blah, blah, blah.
There you go. More specifically, The FINRA data indicates that the bulk of the trading activity can be attributed to Citadel Securities. Okay? If you didn't understand it before and you don't understand it now, just get the fuck out of the stock market. I don't know what the fuck else to tell you.
Here is the confirmation. So the publicly available data reveals short interest, which is obviously freaking fake or text short interest. Anyways,
Rick,
the relevant securities meme
chat.
stocks. The relevant securities meme stocks generally climbed leading to January 28th. So the short interest climbed. They weren't able to hide it all. So it started to climb, and then it decreased. It didn't just decrease; it dropped because of trading restrictions imposed during the class period, with the sharpest and most significant decreases after the restrictions imposed. So look. Apex imposed the restrictions. Just go back to the story. It's like a story, dude. So you had the Robinhood and Citadel, the cahoots, the calls. They called the Jim Swartz-Dow call with Howard. They had a call with Vlad Tenev. They talked with Ken Griffin. You wanted whatever they had. They're like, hey, we need to stop this. We need to put a restriction. Then they started, dude, they had the executives at each of the firms contact each executive at every brokerage.
Yep.
They had specific instructions how to do it. And then,
of course they did.
And at these, because of the trading restrictions, the sharpest significance decrease of the short interest. So when the short interest dumped, guess what happened? FINRA data shows a significant increase in dark pool trading activity in the meme stocks on that day of January 28th. What have they been saying? Ban dark pools for one day. No, they can't do that. They'll get freaking margin called. They'll literally get utterly destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
If
they absolutely fucking will.
The dark pool.
If they turn off the dark pool, they're fucked. They're fucked in one day. One day without it would destroy them. Would be 100% plus
1
runs.
hour. 1 hour. Even 1 hour.
I agree.
Because the whole algo runs on the dark pool.
I agree, but I was saying like one day would be nice. It would be a nice destruction of everything that they've tried to do so far.
God, this is so. Look, this is the crazy thing. Collusion among the defendants. Okay, the CCAC alleges defendants were aware that they were acting in concert to collude and manipulate the market. Okay, the motive. Defendants, which is the people, Robinhood, Kenny, all these other guys, are being investigated and under this court. Robinhood and Citadel Securities shared a common motive to conspire to prevent themselves and their peers from hemorrhaging losses totaling potentially to billions of dollars. Why? Well, Citadel possesses a significant short positions in the meme stocks, all of them.
Yeah.
They are saying that
including zombie stocks.
All of them, all of the meme stocks it's disgusting. It's disgusting. Potentially they're saying that they were obviously
exposed to potentially infinite losses.
They reported 57.5 billion in securities sold.
Not yet purchased at fair value. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
at which the CCAC asserts are quote unquote likely representative of Citadel's securities shorts positions. Come on.
So here is the communication that happened. They know this happened. They have the data and the info. In the lead up during the January 28th, high-level executives of Citadel Securities were able to communicate with brokerages, including Robinhood, and due to pre-existing relationships among them, like the SEC, Jim Swartz-Dow, like the other people, on January 2020, look at the time and date on January 2021. This is 8 days before initiation of the restrictions. The Citadel Securities head of executive services extended an unknown proposition to Josh Drobnik, Robinhood's vice president of corporate relations communications. This is all on LinkedIn. You can literally do the connections. I did this all together. I connected all of them and exposed their names on them. Yeah,
we've fucking done it.
Daniel Gallagher, they're all chief that are hidden under the data. They communicated back and forth with their deputies and councils and all that stuff. They had a relationship of employment with FINRA. FINRA.
Yeah, we get it.
Out of all the people, no, I'm just kind of
absolutely.
I'm repeating. This is a government-involved corruption. This is not just like, oh, brokerages, and then you have Robinhood. Oh, Citadel. No. This is like the people who are doing the regulations are involved in this corruption too.
Check this out, guys. Since Edward brought this up, you're absolutely fucking right. All right, this is Rostin Beanham. He's the current head of the Commodities Futures Trading Commission. This is Heath Tarbert. He is formerly the head of Commodity Futures and Trading Commission. He was this guy's boss. And as of April 6th, 2021, Heath Tarbert is now working at Citadel Securities as the chief legal officer. He was the 14th chairman of the CFTC. The 15th chairman was a guy, Rostin Beanham, who assumed office January 21st, 2021, when Heath Tarbert left to go take 3-month vacation and then go work for Citadel. All right, so the Rostin Beanham is the acting chairman put in place by Joe Biden administration. They are the ones that regulate the U.S. derivatives market, which include futures, equity total return swaps, and certain kinds of options, as well as mortgage-backed securities and collateralized debt obligations, and Chinese junk bonds that are being abused overseas in China and propped up artificially by the Fed through SPV, through special purpose vehicles. They're using that to maintain liquidity so that companies like Citadel, because of assholes like Heath Tarbert and Rostin Beanham, are currently in charge of both Citadel and the Commodities Futures Trading Commission. So Gary Gensler, in my opinion, is trying to pull things one way to make change, and then you've got other assholes like Rostin Beanham and Heath Tarbert that are, in my opinion, colluding to try to allow them as much freedom as possible, because the CFTC, anything offshore overseas in the U.S. derivatives market outside of the United States, such as these futures contracts and swaps, they don't have to abide by the 2008 Dodd-Frank Wall Street Reform Consumer Protection Regulations. So, I hope that says a lot to you guys as to what the fuck's going on in our government. And if you already knew this, please drop a like. If you didn't, please subscribe. That'd be cool if you want to learn more, because we're going to keep bringing you guys more of this information, because I think it's pretty damn important. And thanks to all 600 plus of you that are in here right now with us at after midnight, learning and going over this due diligence on a bloody red market day for the entire country, let alone AMC and GameStop. But even still, I think it just strengthens my conviction as to what I know is currently happening. So.
Oh yeah. So here back to the confirmation of what a halt basically does. So the brokerage defendants, which is Robinhood, Citadel, all these other players, all the other brokerages that are involved, and clearing defendants, clearing Apex, all these other people, agreed to halt trading to benefit the big guy, Citadel Securities. It doesn't say other, it says primarily to benefit Citadel Securities.
Yep.
Why? Because they are the largest or one of the largest payers for order flow for most of them. And
this is why we need to get away from assholes that use payment for order flow and dark pools.
Oh, they all do it. They all do it.
This is why Xchange is coming out. This is why we're in development and in the early stages, and there's a founders program coming soon. Because fuck these guys. I'm tired of that bullshit.
So, boss, here is this.
Sorry, man. I get worked up when we talk about this shit.
Oh, dude, I got emotional so many times in Space Calls and all that stuff.
Yep.
I'm so... Dude, they stole millions from people who have bills, who have taxes, who hold... Dude, oh my God. Who have all this crap to pay, and they can't because they have to either sell positions of their meme stocks of AMC or GME because they can't survive another freaking day of this bullshit. Dude, it gets me so freaking wired up. But
as the margin calls come in, it's gonna get more exciting, baby.
I'm gonna buy on every single freaking uptick. I'm gonna buy on every single uptick and drive that price up. They ain't getting away from this next one.
Slap that ass, baby.
So
We're
here,
going to the moon for that fucking money.
We're going to the goddamn moon, baby. That's right. Motherfucker, we got to play the song now. Motherfucker. We're going to the goddamn moon, brother. Woo! The Pluto, dark side.
so here is the thing. Apex sent 23.26% of all non-directed order flow to Citadel Securities and S&P 500 stocks. Well, I mean S&P 500, anything that follows S&P 500. And then 13.26% of all non-directed order flow for non-S&P 500 stocks to Citadel Securities. Dude, that is 40% of all stock going to Citadel Securities. 40%. This is just data from Apex.
I know.
The
It's
clearinghouse.
insane, right? So that's just Apex. And they're just a
Yeah.
clearinghouse. They take orders. Apex Clearinghouse. Apex is a broker dealer, and they take orders from brokers like Robinhood and Webull, and they pay for order flow and for options order flow from Robinhood and Webull, and then they take the other side of the trade against you.
They direct it. Yeah, they direct it to
And then
Citadel
they
Securities.
hold it, and then they direct it to be used in a dark pool to be pooled together with other orders, so that tens of thousands of buying orders can be lumped together into one, and all purchased shares for the same exact price, therefore not increasing, therefore hindering price discovery and not increasing the prices of the stock directly.
They even say that this highly lucrative payment for order flow relationships alone provides sufficient evidence.
That's it, dude.
Motive to conspire. There is evidence for the motive and intention of doing this corruption. Dude, my mind is so when I did this whole DD, my mind was exploding.
It makes you.
This
makes
is
you fucking
like
furious,
this is
doesn't
like
it?
this is like seeing a robber go into a bank, shoot everybody in front of you, take the money, and come out, and you stand there and be like, nothing happened. I didn't see anything here. Just money disappeared and everybody has died.
Fucking Gary Gensler.
Seriously.
Gary Gensler
Seriously,
was telling he didn't see a damn thing, man. Fuck that guy.
No. This is the problem. This Altana, Cecilia
Explain, brother,
Altanaga.
real quick.
Sorry, was that?
Go ahead, tell me. Explain it, please.
So the case was given to, I forgot what his name was. Let me go back. Cecilia Altanaga, and what was this court? And I forgot the guy's name. And then Torres, or I don't know, pronounce his name. I think it's Torres. But these two people that were given the case, dude, they have a massive conflict of interest. This guy is for Congress, and she's the district Southern Florida judge. She is involved, or her husband is involved with freaking Holland and Knight trades. Trey already did DD on this on his YouTube video. People can go to that. He kind of goes through it pretty well. The conflict of interest involved with her. And there's a lot of things that people, dude, she was given the course of not to take this case, but she did it anyway. She exposed her own self. There's probably investigation happening on her. I wouldn't be surprised to
Because of this
completely
case,
pull her
I
out.
wouldn't be surprised at all either.
No, she dismissed this case as insufficient evidence. Like,
Right,
what?
but the good thing is that they can still appeal because she dismissed
Yeah,
the
she can
case, but she didn't close them out, right? I forget what the exact term is.
She dismissed the case. Yeah, it's dismissal, but it's not a dropped case. It's a dismissal case.
So
The
they've
case
got a
can
chance.
be-
I wonder if George over in Florida is going to refile that shit, or if his attorneys plan to
Okay.
appeal it.
Yeah,
I think it's called without prejudice.
Thank you. That's exactly what it's called, and that's why you're in the think tank. Appreciate you.
she committed fraud, like literally committed fraud with conflict of interest, like to the second degree. She can be literally sued to massive potential. And I think she will be. I think when this whole thing like explodes, that there's gonna be so much war happening within who's gonna be going down first, who's gonna be going to prison first.
She's
It's
a
gonna be
judge.
like the
She's gonna be fine. She's a fucking judge. She's gonna be one of the ones that gets off.
No. There is cases in history.
I hope you're right.
That the judges like they faced even time. It's kind of like
I
the
hope
police.
you're fucking right. That'd be fucking great.
If there is I mean, a lot of police get away with a lot of things, but if there's many cases of police being put in prison for going against the law or breaking some. I mean, there's many every day for taking an arm, taking out a gun and shooting at a moment they were not supposed to. So there's many cases of that, and I think she's one of those primarily because if it goes haywire, and I mean it's getting near the debt thing, she is going to go down with all of them. There is no getting away. This is going to be the biggest case of the century. The biggest corruption of Wall Street ends with an ape movement.
I would love that. That'd be a beautiful thing for the documentary that's coming in the future. We're going to watch at AMC. We're going to play the game, stock market, the game, buy it at GameStop. It's going to be fucking great. MOASS, the game.
I know these are plaintiffs, but even the plaintiffs, they are not just brought up with, with like a theoretical like lawsuit or whatever. No. Even in the DD that I've been like providing, these guys have, I mean, they knew the interference was certain. They knew the SEC who was doing the investigation, they knew what was going on. They had trackers on them. They know exactly what went on. For some reason, they know what's going on within the so-called collusion within every single area of the branches, within the Citadel market makers, brokerages, the SEC, the DTCC. I mean, the rabbit hole goes even into the government and insider trading and Pelosi and all these people. But the whole branch, I mean, if it exposes, you're talking about the like Judgment Day Terminator type of moment that's coming onto all of them. Freaking vengeance. Vengeance is seeking onto them. But this is all gonna explode one way or another. This case and documentation, I didn't go over, like I didn't just skip through it, and a lot of people didn't even care about it. I'm like, dude, this is public information, and they're disclosing exactly what was going on. Remember when people were like, we don't know what happened in January 27 when the buy button was removed? I literally showed you what happened when the buy button was removed.
Oh yeah.
They even confirmed this is what they did. And who was the only person or entity able to do that during, like, buy on the way down during that time? Oh, Citadel Securities. This is the only one. With Virtu, I think, and that's probably it. Maybe with another one that is just as big as they are, or have a huge short position in AMC and meme stocks. Whoever's involved, if they go down, you're going to see meme stocks. I think SNDL will probably run to 40, 100, who knows. And then AMC, thousands, all these meme stocks that are heavily shorted, BlackBerry, SNDL, freaking ZOM, just all of them are going to run naked. For like all these stocks that you thought were not going to run, they're going to all explode when the shitstorm hits.
That's insane. That's crazy.
I got 69 likes. How convenient.
And you are awesome. Hey, guys, make sure you follow Edward Britchick on Twitter. Definitely check him out. He always follows some great information. Appreciate you a lot, brother, for all that. That was very well done. I appreciate all that due diligence. You're a great part of the community, man. Thank you so much. And your TA is fantastic as well. I must say.
Yeah, dude, it's an honor. This is just a quick like a quick skim through. There's too much information to be honest, and
yeah, we could go on for days, right?
Don't have the time right now.
Multiple sessions.
Yeah, I agree.
Totally. I wanted to share one thing real quick. Thanks so much again, Edward. Make sure you guys follow him. We dropped his Twitter in the live stream, and you find him. It's not hard. Edward Britchick, Brichuk.
Yeah,
check him out on Twitter.
My profile. Yep.
Drop straight. Let me check it out. There you go. Make sure you follow him on Twitter if you're not already. And I wanted to show you guys also my man Randall Cornett, who helped out with the ISDA contracts. He found all the ISDA contracts, information for Blackrock and whatnot. And basically, he also shows us here that Apex Clearing is showing that millennials, Gen X, and baby boomers are holding AMC, Tesla, and Apple as their top 3 holdings. Basically, with AMC being 16% of the holdings, 16.17% of all holdings between millennials, Gen X, and baby boomers. And I'd say that's pretty goddamn bullish, if
That's
you ask me.
insane, dude.
That was as of June 30th, 2021. And I remember on June 30th, I only knew a fraction of what I knew, and I only had a fraction of the shares and options and calls that I currently have. So
How much GME is there?
it doesn't say. Doesn't say. But this is pretty damn clear right here. But, also there's a smaller float with GameStop. So naturally there's going to be less percentage of people that most likely have it, or less people that own it overall. Well, at least that's just hypothetically speaking. That may not be the case. So I apologize if you believe otherwise. Whatever. Believe whatever the fuck you want. Don't listen to me. That's fucking great news. Super fucking bullish. Again, thanks everybody on the live stream. Edward, Zabi, Cash, Francisco, everybody who was in here. All you guys that are hanging out right now. Randall Cornett, you're fucking hanging out in here right now. You didn't say nothing, man. If you want to say what's up, man, you can fucking drop some knowledge or some shit if you want, because this is some cool tweet, man. Thanks for tweeting me on it for sure. Getting this info from Apex Clearing is definitely bullish information. It goes to show also, sadly, how many people are using dark pools if they know this much information about millennials, Gen X, and baby boomers, in addition to more than 5.7 million accounts held by, with 1 million more held by Gen Z accounts. So that's 6.7 million accounts, and 16.17% of their holdings is AMC Entertainment. I'd say bullish as fuck. We're going to be fucking rich. Holy shit. Let's go.
Dude, you know how many people are buying every single day and the price isn't changing but being held in dark pool? Wait till the whole thing explodes. Dude, there's more people buying it now than there was in June and January combined.
Exactly.
This is what I'm saying.
So many more people know about it.
Dude, it is going to explode. People are saying it's not going to go to 1,000 yet. Just wait.
Who fucking knows, man? Nobody knows. Nobody expected dry ships to go into fucking, go up 1,500%. Nobody expected it to get fucking reverse split multiple times over. Things happen.
Yeah, top ships was worth like a couple billion.
Dry ships went up to several 888 million or couple $1 billion, 1.2 billion a share, some ridiculous number. I remember playing dry ships in 2016, man. Made a fuckload of money off that shit. So a lot of people did not, because it went down 99% over the next year. It was definitely a crazy situation.
Dude,
and it's nothing compared to what we're saying now.
It was worth $999 billion.
Yeah, at one point it was worth a ridiculous number.
Yo, before you guys go, this is Randall, by the way.
Yeah, Randall.
Listening, what you guys need to look at, I was saying this in your chat. So maybe you guys talk about Apex. You need to look into Pinson Worldwide Incorporated and the price they paid for Apex. And maybe I'll give you guys some shit here, because I haven't gone through it. You guys can help me. And look at who all their clients, Pinson's clients were previously before they acquired. Or they were acquired by Apex, and the amount that they purchased Apex for was only $35 million compared to the value of that company. Now, this is back in 2010. This is where my mind is going. I'm trying to look and see, because I actually agree with you, man, Edward. I think the Apex is if not the biggest player of all of this. So that's really been the goal for me, is kind of getting to the bottom of what their story is. But I know Pinson Worldwide is a big part of it.
Yep. So the people were like, hey, Huda is hella corrupt, and no. Huda's just 1% of the problem. all the other brokerages are just as corrupt. I mean, to be honest, I don't think the brokerages themselves are that bad. They were kind of forced by Apex Clearing to follow their orders.
Well, I'll be honest with you. Like, so this is why I had to step back, because I think some people, and I might be jumping off a ledge right now. I'm a little bit, I don't want to say bearish, but I'm bearish on the idea. Like, what I understand about these markets is that everybody's in it to make money, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not for the belief that, like, hey, fuck over the little guy. I hate that. But I also understand that money corrupts people, especially people that have never had it. So it's like, I always thought about like politicians in this sense. Like, I don't think people really get into the politics like on a local level. Like, your people that are working maybe for the county, et cetera, are in there to be like, hey, I want to be some big political giant, right? But I think eventually the system just kind of turns you. And I feel like that is kind of the way. Right. And I do feel like that Wall Street is like that. I don't think anybody comes in with like the mindset like, hey, we're going to fuck over the little guy. But they kind of just get sucked in like this fucking vacuum. So I have to understand, like, even like something that I was going to tell Boss, like, I even think like, because that video, and I appreciate the shout outs you did for me, by the way, Marcel. Thank you. That was really nice of you. But even the fact that they're taking these Chinese government bonds, they're pitching these in a way where it makes sense on the books, right? So
it looks nice on the books,
right? Yeah. It really does. And so it's hard for us, especially as like retailers. Like, we just don't have the tools to really get to the bottom of it. I mean, we have to kind of go, like, I feel like we're just like always $1 short when it comes to getting the info. Like, we're kind of just getting the breadcrumbs of it, if that makes sense. Yeah. So that's always been like a struggle for me and kind of like going through it. But I have to believe, right? So like, and this is just my perspective on, and I know you guys have all had a lot of experience in a lot of different financial roles, but in my opinion, like, people like that have money, what makes them so good at having money is they keep it. Like, this is one thing I never understood about people. They think that people that are rich just go around drop fucking, money here and there. People that are really rich know where every fucking dollar's going. That's how you stay rich. And
that's
so
how they get richer.
I can't. Right, it really is. And so for me, it's like the fact that they're using these things, like you were just talking about the Chinese government bonds. I know I'm going all over the fucking place right now, but
no, I love it. I just pulled it up on the screen.
Yeah, so I do believe that they, in their minds, have some sort of belief that China is like, in my personal opinion, I like, and I might differ from you, but I think that it might be artificial. Okay, so I do agree with you on that, but I do think that China's economy gets pumped a little bit. I actually think that America right now, I think that off of all this like inflation talk, I think that we kind of get an artificial pump as well. And I think the bullish momentum
we've
goes
got a huge
for
artificial pump.
100%.
I think it keeps going for a little bit longer. I think we got a little bit more of like a stretch to go through, where we're going to see probably like another bullish swing, and then I think is when the actual dropout's going to happen.
You are correct, brother. I must interject just for a moment to say I do have to agree with you, because it always takes real estate longer to catch up to the burst of a bubble than stock markets, because stock markets are instantaneously, constantly, daily changing thing. Whereas the real estate market it takes time for people to recognize the patterns that are occurring around them for them to react whether or not they're going to decide to purchase or not, or make other decisions in the market. So Randall's 100% on point, but please continue about these bonds and real estate. You could not be more on point, brother.
I was actually talking, I have like, man, I'll be honest with you. Like, I've been in this shit since February. Like, I'm a real newbie when it comes to all of this stuff, right? Okay. But I have friends that are really, really smart. And it was funny. They pointed me on. I have to send you I have to put you on to some of the shit that I found from some of my guys that are much smarter than me. In fact, like what we're seeing kind of with China actually happened to Russia in the 80s, and it was kind of really propped up, and we know what the fuck happened there. Right, like everything crashed. But this is something that's repeating again, it seems like. And I actually agree with you, Marcel. I think that China could be making a play, not on the United States, but international, like worldwide.
The global power.
right? They're not playing just us. Like if you see what's going on, like go look in places like, if you look up any real estate companies like in Toronto, right? Like Canada, they're fucking buying dead neighborhoods, dude. Like, I mean, just all over the fucking place. It's a big real estate play. But who knows what they, like I said, I and this might be like tinfoil hat here. You know, I think that they really want,
it's real.
I really think they want the normal person. I don't want to say just American, but like, if you're not in the 1%, they want us relying on you, or on them, I should say, right?
Yep.
So they want us renting, right? They want us like in a position where it's like, yeah, look, everything's going to be
money.
Right. Everything's going to be good though. You might even be taken care of. It's so funny. I was talking to my friends the other day. He's like, bro, I don't even have to go back to fucking work. And I think that's the scariest thing in the world to me, because if there's something where they're actually keeping people like comfortable at home, right? Like, and where you can actually sustain your lifestyle without actually going to work, that's when they have real fucking control, right? Because people get comfortable and not going to work and all these different things. And then when they decide to turn the fucking water faucet off, it's bad news bears.
You gotta
reset and the close swap bullshit.
100%, man.
Dude, you gotta learn how to live off grid. People need to adapt. People need to be ready for survival, because this thing is not going to continue. 2020 already showed us when they short things using narratives and using global execution of pandemic and all that stuff. When they create this narrative of like, hey, we own the water, we own the farmland, we own the resources that we provide. When they take that away, and with causing shortages and installing cargo ships and doing whatever type of things, dude, you know who's going to be the first one to go down? People in the New York City, people in San Francisco, people in Los Angeles.
Poor people in urban places. Poor people in urban places.
That too, but very deep people who are very deep in the city that are constricted and have obviously no room out or no other choice, to find shelter or to find survival. They don't even know. Dude, these people who go on I mean, not just Twitter, but like to create journalism, and they post like, hey, this is the thing, and cause political diversion and fear and mongering. They get paid like $50,000 for one post, and then they go out. What will happen when the whole thing gets shorted? When there's no more, when they don't get paid by mainstream media, when they don't get paid by these big guys, well, they're gonna suffer the most, because they had never prepared. They never got themselves educated on survival. They don't even know how life works. They just know how to post on social media.
Right.
So this is the crazy collapse of society that's coming, and people aren't prepared for it. A lot of people aren't, and I think I've been telling a lot of people learn about off-grid living and at least prepare for it, because if they release this, I mean, I don't think it's going to be Omicron, but
are we going to go Mad Max? I don't know if we're going to go Mad Max over here, but
actually, I'm
smart.
like, so I definitely there's nothing wrong with preparing and everything. I don't, like I said, I'm not necessarily I just think, see, for me, the way that I always think about money and stuff, especially the people who are at the top, man, the biggest fear is the gravy train ending, right? And so you have to understand that these guys are like, the last thing that they're going to let happen is the money to go away. So for us, and like my goal is, at least anyways, and again, I'm just some fucking retail trader who's been in this less than a fucking year, is to maybe like eventually, like after AMC is all done, I'd like to piggyback off of the big money, to be honest with you, like, because I just, they know what's going on. And I think there's this level of control that they kind of have gripped on just everything. And so this is where the retail's in a weird spot, because we have to have what we actually are. We're making change. We definitely are
every single day, by everybody that's holding and buying and coming up with ideas to implement positive change on the market and on life and on finances and opportunities and education.
Actually, what you just said is actually 100% true. So at the end of the day, for all this, like, if this all, like, I'm pretty, like, I guess what you would call over leveraged. Like, I've got everything. Like, if AMC doesn't fucking hit, like, I'm gonna go bust. Like, I got everything in this motherfucker, because I really believe in it, right? But at the end of the day, if it all does go bust and belly up, which I don't think that's the case, or else I wouldn't invested my life's work in it, right?
Right.
But I would still be happy with the education and everything that we've kind of put onto retail, at least in terms of, when I say we, I mean collectively, like all of us. It's not just fucking YouTubers or anything like that. Or
everybody across the world that's working together,
it really is.
coming together to do this individually.
You don't
together.
even know, like, I've been put on by so many people, like, that have come on my DMs with shit that have, like, opened my eyes. Like, honestly, this is something that, and I'm sure your chat is aware, I'm sure you preach this, but dude, it's really them who is, like, turned me on to so much shit, like, and learned. And like I said, I've always thought, like, when you think that you're, like, the smartest guy in the room and shit, like, that's when you got problems, you know? So I'm just going to always be learning. And listen, if we can always take the information that we're learning and it makes sense to us, and we know where we come from as retailers, right? We know our backgrounds. We know that we've all had a struggle in one way or the other, and we're against, you know, that 1%. When I say the 1%, I don't mean millionaires. I mean the actual, like, real 1%.
Yep.
And so together, though, like, and I'm sure you guys have heard this analogy, we're like fucking ants, dude. Like, it's just, we're small little people, but as
Separately,
a fucking army,
ants,
bro.
But together,
you know,
we're a goddamn army.
Yeah, we'll lift up cars and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we can fucking accomplish anything, and we don't have to, do the exact same thing. We just see the same end goal, and individually, people do what they have to do to make sure that they can get theirs.
Here's the thing,
because the manipulation is real,
right,
and it's obvious.
Right, 100%.
I
like
appreciate
what you guys are doing, man. Like, seriously, like, I fuck with it. I listen to a lot of this shit, like, on my free time, and I talk when I can. And, you know, I'm constantly looking at stuff, like, always. So when I find it, like, I make sure I share it with you guys. In the same way that you guys do. I appreciate that. Like, literally, I'm so proud to be a part of this community, because it, aside from all the drama and shit, and I think all of us in one way or the other can kind of get caught up in it, but at the end of the day, I mean, we're all fighting for the same goal, man. And we really do. We kind of hammer it home. Like, I even said this in previous videos and shit that I made. It's like, dude, who would have thought, like, motherfuckers are talking about the dark pool on, you know, MSM and shit like that. You know what I mean? Or payment for fucking order flow. That 100% is because of us. Like, 100%.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. I agree.
Every single space call, every single video, you know, Reddit post and Twitter post, due diligence that, you know, contains merit, you know, and every other social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, things like that. They reach out to different people. So that's why we ask to sometimes, hey, come out and say something to people on LinkedIn or say it on some other platform, because a lot of people need to hear it. You know what I mean? So that's why we need to go with different avenues of spreading the word, you know. So thank you, Randall Cornett. Make sure you guys follow Randall. I enjoy watching all his. I learned a lot from you as well, too. So make sure you guys follow him on YouTube. And thanks so much, everybody, for joining us tonight.
You guys all have a good night. I'm gonna bounce out. Take care,
Appreciate
everybody.
Take it easy, bro. Have an awesome night, you guys. We're gonna be fucking rich. Holy shit. Do your own damn it. We're gonna be so fucking rich. Thank you, mods. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, mods. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate your support. We appreciate your support. Thank you to Randall, Zabi, Edward, everybody who's here, Cash, Elmo, Silverback, Francisco, everybody in the Discord, everybody on Twitter and YouTube. Thank you so much. If you didn't know, drop a like, drop a subscribe. Appreciate you. Thank you. If you want to learn more.
Bleeding like a motherfucker the last 2 weeks.
It's the dip before the
We're so fucking rich.